Welcome, everybody. I know you waited an extra few minutes. Sorry, my bad. I'm always late. You guys should know this. You guys should know this by now. I brought Frank on because he's super smart and I follow him. And he's got the same issue that we got with these free can read retards. So, like, yeah, I said it. Like I said it. Oh, hey, Emma. Hi. Thank you. Wait till you see the outro. It took me like 4 hours to do it. Yeah, I've been doing it all fucking day. So wait till you guys see the outro. I used like 6 songs before I found the one that I really, really wanted. Like,
that is awesome.
Oh man, hilarious. Hi, Mary. Who the fuck is Kevin? Like, no, I know Kevin. So I don't know about does Kevin have a girlfriend? Is that a thing? Like, I don't know. I know Kevin. Isn't Kevin live right now? I think.
I have no clue. I don't listen to the dude.
I'm pretty sure he is. Evening, everyone. All right, I'll let everybody roll in for a second. Oh my God, this whole mirroring thing. Like, I swear to God, if I see one more person cry about a mirrored image, I'm gonna punch the screen. Like, bro, it changes nothing.
It's not.
Changes absolutely zilch. Oh, they're trying to be there. Hey, Tim. They're trying to be deceitful, right? That's what they're claiming because they didn't unclick or click the mirror image when they downloaded it. Like, come on, guys. Oh, he was on at 4:45. Like, dude.
How are these the defense attorneys gonna accumulate the data? Okay, so let's forget the Karen Reed case. So if they have a bank robbery, right, and their suspect or their defendant is a mirror image, yeah, that's not him. Can't be him.
Nope, because it's mirror
image. Yeah.
It's Mr. Who. He just jumped out of his.
Oh, I watched this amazing Netflix movie yesterday. It's called How to Catch a Bank Robber.
Oh, I didn't see
How
that
to do bank robbery.
I want to see that.
That guy robbed banks for 5 years.
Ooh, I want to see that.
That's good.
You guys, dude, you guys crack me the fuck up. I literally, like, if I'm just having like a stressful day, like, I know coming here, you guys are just gonna make me laugh. So, like, I love y'all for that. Like, for real, I do. Like, it was totally grasping for straws. Like, they don't seem to they don't seem to understand that it's just reverses like numbers and letters and like left to right. Like, that's it.
No,
like,
I made like a meme. Oh yeah, it's pun intended that they did it in reverse because Karen went into reverse.
Correct. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he did, yes, as it entered in the Sally port. That was the whole purpose. But the defense did know. So this whole claim that the defense didn't know, and they've known. They've had the evidence for months. Like, they have known. Like, to me, it's like there was an attorney. Did you see the attorney? I forget which attorney was. Put out like a thing yesterday and was like, listen, guys, I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again. The mirroring means nothing. And anybody saying different, including YouTube lawyers, is doing it for clicks and views and cash. And they're not, like, it's that simple. It's for a narrative. Like, that's stupid. Yeah, that's just straw. The straw is fake too. God damn it.
I did an entire analytical thing about it, and it's 100% a collision. 100%.
I mean, there's accident reconstructionists that I know that were like, Elise, this is hands down, she hit him. Like,
they're gonna agree with me.
Like, hands down, hit him. And that thing you made that shows like the car and how much like velocity, like, that's perfect to show exactly how and why he could have broke that tail light. Like,
I even made a better one.
Why would the jury know? What do you mean? Why did the jury knew when they told them? The defense knew because they had the evidence. So for the defense to claim they didn't know would be disingenuous and false. So, you know, you guys can come and like troll all you want, but you're just gonna ban. And so you're literally like, you know, wasting your finger push-ups. Like, dude, find something else to do. I don't know what's going on over there, Tim. I don't know. Again, somebody I wanted to like, Emily D. Baker. Like, I wanted to. I did. I don't know what's happening there. Like, I don't know. You have Pink Panthers? Can I get one of those, bro? Like, Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
So
you said it.
I did a live today, and I did an entire configuration on explaining how all the shards were to be. Just simple physics.
The pieces of plastic from the taillight. Yeah. No, it doesn't change anything. Yeah, I mean, I think they have lost common sense, B. Tim. I mean, here's the thing: there's so much evidence to show that she did this, and there's zero evidence to say anyone else committed the crime. That they then scream, "There's no evidence! There's no evidence!" when it's literally being presented. Like, and yes, the shoe he lost is consistent with being what? Hit by a vehicle. How many people lose
Yeah.
shoes, hats by being hit by a vehicle? Like, also, they were never missing. Just FYI, I've been saying that forever. Wait till we get to the key cycles in trial. You guys are going to love that one. It's a doozy. I've been telling you guys for months. Y'all are going to love that.
See? Yeah, there we go.
I mean, it's simple, really, right? So here's the thing. The car was, see that tree line up there?
Right.
Yep. Further up. So that's how he ended up like back here. Was the car was further up against the line of like the next person's house and the tree line there. And then she backed up. So that's how he, yep, up there, right up there. Yep. Yep. So that's how he ended up over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's like, it's not difficult to understand how she backed up and hit him.
Where's
It's
my dude?
difficult for people who want to believe in a conspiracy that doesn't exist. Like,
so I was trying to do a reconstruction, right?
yeah.
So all these connections are basically attached to light.
Yep.
Because there needs to be a certain angle for a piece to land.
Correct.
So if you make this
Also,
bigger,
you got, the wind, the snow, all those things are factors.
True. But for example, if he is having a glass piece in his hand, and I have this right here, I made a pretty cool animation. Well, not an animation.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Love it. I can't make these things, dude. I couldn't listen. I just figured out intros and fucking outros, dude. It's take me a while to get to that.
I reconstructed O'Keefe's entire hand.
Hey, listen, good, because somebody's got to fucking do it, because I can't.
So I took this.
What do you mean he sustained injuries? How? Is that a real question? Is that a real question? Is that a serious question?
And people need to realize that if you do bioengineering, so if you do kinetics on your body, the wounds would not entirely match up. So if his hand is down here, it would not be the same if it's down here.
Right.
Because your skin is the most elastic piece of your body.
I don't think anybody has the answer to that yet, Paige, on what he hit his head on. Could have been the concrete, could have been the electrical box, it could have been the hydrant, could have been any of those things. We don't know what he hit his head on yet until they do the accident reconstruction and show us what way they think he flew to hit what he hit. Like, I mean, we could surmise it was probably one of those things.
But see, I did a car mechanic degree for a few years. The first thing that I learned in class in theoretical practice was car collisions.
I mean, I didn't work on car collisions, but my dad, grandfather, and ex-husband, my dad and grandfather owned shops. My great-grandfather owned a shop. So I grew up in shops my entire life, looking at damage from vehicles and being taught over and over and over how it gets fixed, why it hit that angle, how it hit that angle, all that fun stuff. And I still can't tell you what he hit his head on because I have no idea. Like, no, I have no clue what he hit his head on. Like, could it be the fire hydrant? I don't know.
I even have a better one. Hold on. I don't have his head injury.
Yes. what Michael said. They're expecting people are expecting it to look like you got hit head on with a car. No. No. There's also undercarriage of a car, people. Those things are pieces of plastic and metal that could easily scrape you up. I promise you, because I've been underneath the car doing an oil change and done it to myself. So I've done it even doing tires. You don't have to get under the car to do tires and brakes. Like, yes, he did. He did. He did that. Right. She had, well, here's the thing. It's not only did she break it before, but we know she broke it before because she told Jen McCabe she broke it before. And Kaylee, the niece, was in the room when she said that to Jen. And her story evolved numerous times with Kaylee right there, sitting right there, talking to Jen. Like, so, I mean, first it was the plow. Then it was like, why isn't the first place that you look in the house? Right? Like, why didn't she look in the house? They went all the way back to Fairview because Carrie's like, did you look in the house? And she's like, no. If you get out of bed in the morning, your significant other's not in the bed, what do? You look around the house, no? Like common sense, like, hey, you in the bathroom? Hey, you in the living room? Hey, are you like, you know what I mean? Hey.
There you go.
Yeah, people definitely don't spend their entire life standing straight up. It's a good point. Well, yeah, I think everybody needs to stop drinking and driving. That's like it's a point. Like
that's probably why I don't have a car anymore, which is good, but
might be.
it's like it's a common thing here.
I mean, yeah, actually, if you do look at the taillight patterns, they do match up pretty well with what is on his arm.
Well, I just presented something else, and you can see it.
Oh shit! Hold on. Sorry, I didn't see it. Yeah.
That is up to skill, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly where his arm would have been. We've tested this. 6'2". So yeah, that's exactly where his arm would have been, exactly where the taillight was. Like, if whether he like stopped it by throwing the glass, I'm guessing maybe that's how pieces of glass got onto the back, is maybe he threw the glass or it hit him while he had the glass in his hand, one or the other.
I can show you. Hold on.
There's 100 of it. What do you mean? Every car is different. And there was a piece of metal, did they say, hanging off the back of it, something hanging out of the taillight. They noticed that could have got him. And Carrie was like, noticed it and was like, oh, there's like a piece of metal or something sticking out there. I was thinking somebody could catch like their sleeve on it, you know, like.
So let's say he was standing this way. Okay, so just forget the left arm.
You guys fucking kill me, dudes. You guys fucking kill me.
So let's say he was just in this stance and he would have this glass right here.
Yeah. We've tested this with a real human next to her car. Like, not her specific car, but the exact same model, make and model as her car. And like a 6'2" person, that's exactly where the taillight would be. And if you take the pieces of taillight that had the patterns that they had and you turn them, they actually fit his wound patterns on his arm. So like, I'm sure they're going to show that later on, but what they're also going to show is they're going to show mapping from the hills in the area, because I love when people keep saying he went up and downstairs. Guys, the up and downstairs thing on his phone was before he ever arrived in front of Fairview. So unless he's doing a fucking stepmaster in the car, it's not physically possible for him to be doing steps up and down the stairs at Fairview, since it was while he was in the goddamn car. So what they did was map the area and map the elevation, because that's what makes your phone think there's steps. Also, he was not wearing a watch. So everybody keeps saying, oh, he was wearing an Apple Watch. No, he wasn't. He was not wearing an Apple Watch. Like, what do you mean? First of all, I slipped on ice in my driveway and busted my entire knuckle because I stopped it with my hand like this, thinking that I wouldn't face plant. Okay. And then when I did, busted my entire knuckle, and then I rolled, scraped my entire arm because it was pieces of ice now that I broke that scraped me. So like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I will not repeat myself again when I say the eyes from someone who's worked in medical. It's called raccoon eyes for a reason. It is from the blood pooling at the front of the scalp inside the skull, and it makes raccoon eyes. It's something people in the ER see all the time with head injuries from the back of the head. Like, it's not
But
anything.
this was afterwards, though. When Jim McCabe, well, not Jim McCabe, what was that lady's name
Carrie.
afterwards? Carrie, yeah. She testified that he had a big ball on his right eye.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing she said.
Yep.
Blood
Said it looked like
pools
a
after a
mosquito.
certain while. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And then he got raccoon eyes afterwards. It
Yes.
wasn't there right away. That's what happens. The blood pools, and that's how it happens. Like, yeah, the glass. I mean, I'm assuming the glass is like he either had it in his hand or he threw it at the car to get her to stop, one or the other. I don't even know if he ever saw it coming or not. We don't know if he was standing straight up, bent over a little. We have no clue. Like,
I didn't see the inside of the hands.
Emma wants you to investigate if somebody kills her. FYI.
Okay.
Obviously, I didn't die, smartass. Clearly, I'm alive. Okay. Clearly, I'm alive. That's not the point. The point is, I didn't hit my head. He hit his head. Common sense there, bub.
And with an amount of force, too.
Right. And that's another thing. He's hit by a car. Do you realize what that creates? He's not just going to stagger back. That's called force. It's called force. Velocity, force. Yeah. Like,
You learned something. I'm so great. I'm so grateful that you watched that.
I did watch that. Actually, it was Beat Him the other day on my show that alerted me to that. So go beat him. Like it's, I mean, it's not, yeah, the abrasions are, I'm assuming the broken taillight and maybe the glass. Like, obviously you're going to be, but also you guys haven't seen all the pictures yet. I've seen all the pictures, and like some of the other ones that they're going to show, probably when the ME takes the stand, I'm guessing, when they show them up close, you can see they're clearly scrapes, like literally like like scrapes. They're not deep wounds. They're scrapes. So like you weren't shown those for a reason. Okay. And the ones you were shown, the lividity was taken out and they were darkened to make it look deeper on purpose. Just keep that in mind when you see the real ones, and the rest of them. I'm hoping when the ME comes up, they'll show you guys the rest of them. Like there was something I wanted them to, like they were showing some of them the other day, and I was like, fuck, I wanted them to show them because I've, already told some of my audience about some of them. So I wanted them to show them, but I'm guessing when the ME comes up, they're going to have to show some of them. Like, so, I mean, it's for me, it's the conspiracy that keeps getting me. Like, you don't understand how the right arm on his hoodie got all of the holes. What do you mean? You have jagged pieces of broken taillight, and there was a piece of metal then hanging out of where the taillight was that Kerry Roberts saw and was like, ooh, somebody might catch their jacket on that. Like that easily is going to puncture through a sweater. Like, what do you mean? And some of the other ones are from them cutting it. They cut up his sleeves, they cut up the back, they cut up the front to get you out of it to save your life. So there's like one hole other than that other than the cuts that they cut to save his life to get it off of him.
Yeah, people are saying, for example, Sean Cocaine McDonald. I like to call him Tomato, but he says that there is no way those puncture wounds would come from plastic. Like, sure.
Okay. What? Sean, listen, buddy, pal. What? Like, what? I don't know. They surmise it was like 20, I don't know, something up to 24 miles per hour. They surmised that's how fast it was going. His upper right arm was not broken. It was not broken. But you guys remember, you heard this whole nonsense about he's got no injuries from the head, from the neck down. That's false. Wait till we get to the 100-page ME report. You guys saw like a page and a half of that. Just
they didn't show that for a reason.
Right. They didn't show you for a reason. You're not going to be too happy when the ME gets on the stand. We'll just put it that way. Like, come on now.
My best guess would be more damage on his hip.
He's got damage inside too. So he's got a lot of inside damage. So it's like, thank you. Polycarbonate. That's the word I was looking for, Brie. You know me too well, girl. The polycarbonate. It's not just plastic. It's polycarbonate. Like, that's going to create some jagged edges. So
it doesn't shatter like people think. It's a strong plastic.
It's a very strong plastic, but you put a force of a body on it.
I can show you how hard it is.
Mm-hmm. The force. Yeah, the force is what does it, guys. It's the force. Like,
force. May the force.
Yeah, it was another lie from the cult. I call him Rosie Red. Oh, you guys.
Say whatever.
The taillight's huge. What do you mean? Huge. That taillight from Alexis, that is huge. It's not a small, it's not like this. The thing is like this. Yes, internal injuries.
Virtually unbreakable, just so you know.
Except it broke. That's why it's virtually unbreakable, not unbreakable.
Hold on.
Interesting. Where'd you find this? Sledgehammer. Oh, shit. It still breaks, though.
No, that's not a polycarbonate.
Oh, that's the glass. Oh, safety glass. Okay. Acrylic sheet. And the last one is polycarbonate. The whole thing just pops out. All right, there's the lexicon, polycarbonate. The whole thing moves. It's probably not smart, guys, to have it on fucking rollers. Just saying. Dude, the whole thing just moved. And I'm like, it's on fucking wheels. Like, what?
But that is a huge surface, so it bounces up and down.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Now, people are going to argue this, but this is entirely my point.
Right.
Because it has to have brakes in it, and she already admitted to that.
Right. She did. But she's still trying to say that she backed into John's car at 1 mile an hour when the bumper would have hit his car, not her fucking taillight. It's kind of
Look
like
at that. It just bounces back. That's how strong it is. But it's 5 millimeters. That is not what it.
But again, given enough force, you know what I mean?
See, polycarbonate is extremely under the influence of weather, creeks.
Yeah.
They use this crap in like bulletproof glass.
It's definitely durable, that's for sure. And there's no doubt that the reason it broke is because she was going at such a high rate of speed when she backed up. Like people are like, oh, I'm saying it broke it when she hit John's car. No, at that angle, the bumper would have hit first. And also the car didn't even, like the snow didn't even come off of his traverse when she barely bumped it at 1 mile an hour. So you're going to tell me that it broke at 1 mile an hour, but it didn't break at a body flying at it at 24 miles per hour. Sure. Okay. Sure thing. Like, we're going back to that, like, believe everything I say because I'm Turtle Boy and I'm scary and I'll write a blog about you, thing. Like, that's what we're going back to. Like, come on, man. Oh, I like smart people too. That's why the cult bothers me, because I know some of these people are smart people and they're just like buying into the BS, and it aggravates my life. Like, it aggravates my fucking life. Yes, velocity. The tail, I mean, maybe it did bite his arm. It looked like it had fucking teeth after. So I'm just saying, like, no, I'm pretty sure the Lexus said that they used polycarbonate for their taillight.
Yeah, they use polycarbonate.
Yeah. So if anybody is very qualified in this area, it's Bree. Super qualified in this area. Like, the cult claim is that it couldn't break by hitting John. Muscle claims Karen broke hers by tip. Yeah, exactly. Like, she barely was going like 1 mile an hour, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, of course, because they actually can break. That's the thing. They actually can, especially if you're, trying to run someone over. Like, it's sad. Yeah, it's sad. What do you mean? How is it possible? It's a Lexus. That thing goes 0 to 60 in like 30 seconds. What do you mean? It's very possible. Do people usually do it? Fuck no. We tried to recreate this. Like, people don't usually do it. Like, but she did. You know what I mean? Like, she was also very drunk and didn't even remember being at Fairview. Remember that? Like, she didn't even remember that. No pieces. Exactly. There was no pieces in the driveway. So she hit it and it broke there. Where are all the fucking pieces? And don't tell me they're inside the car, because you're the same people who told me that the glass couldn't have stayed on the car that long. So the pieces stayed on, but the glass didn't. Yeah, sure. Got it. Like, I literally can't. Like, I fucking can't. I can't say shit about John's redness because I have rosacea in my cheeks, so my cheeks get really red. It's probably also the Irish in me. The Puerto Rican hides most of that, but the Irish in me, when I drink, like, you get pink cheeks as well. Like, it happens that way, guys.
I wish I had that. That's probably why I drink so much. I don't look as pale.
Don't fucking judge me. No, but I'm Congolesian and Spanish and Portuguese. I'm like a weird mix of a lot of things. They believe everyone at the bar when they say things that help Karen. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Anything that helps her, they're like, yep, that happened. Sure thing. Yep. Mm-hmm. And as soon as it doesn't, they're like, nope, everybody's corrupt. Everyone's lying. Everyone's lying, guys. Everyone's a liar. They're literally in like high school class, like, you're a liar, guys. You're a liar. You guys need help. Okay. Seek help. Check the expiration date on that Kool-Aid, my friends. Like, it expired a long time ago. Like, yes, freezing temperatures absolutely can. And it said 18 degrees. So very much below freezing.
From what my research did is, if you have an intact heel light, polycarbonate can sustain up to -40. But if you have a cracked one, that's a different story, because
it's already
exposed.
Yeah, it's exposed. It's already the
protected layer is gone.
Yeah, so exactly. So it's like, it just like, I hate that and this is what kept me from saying too much for too long, is the things that I know and that I can't say start to irk me when I can't say them, to just be like, well, booyah, bitch. Like, because I know this, drop that motherfucking mic. Like, and it aggravates me. But like, I've been able to like tell, like a couple of weeks ago, I started telling people about the key cycles and about the rest of the ME photos and about some of that other stuff that, like, I knew was upcoming in the case. Like the other day when I knew Yuri was going to be there, I was like, everyone's going to want to pay attention today, because I knew they were bringing out evidence and I knew they were bringing out Yuri. They haven't really changed. The list I have of like where people are in line to testify hasn't changed a ton, but sometimes they skip people, or like they'll move someone up or down. And so like when I started hearing like Trooper Proctor's not going to testify, I'm like,
are people fucking stupid?
Yeah, he is. We're just testifying he's going to have to testify for no, he's not testifying for the defense. He's testifying for the prosecution, geniuses. Like, again, check the expiration date on that goddamn Kool-Aid. No, like, no, it's not a thing. Like, I promise you, he's testifying. Like, well, I mean, 7,500 pounds. Like, that's a big bitch. Like, that's a big bitch. It's a big ass car, bro.
What was it? 6,500? No, 6,200. 6,200. Right? Oh, no, but
maybe, I don't know.
Trying to recall what it was between 6,000 and 600 to 6,200, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking hefty car. That's for sure. Like, I mean that, but they won't. See, Kings, they don't do that. They don't do actual research. They don't go look for themselves. Do you know how many times I've told people, go look at this, this, and this, and like literally they just don't. They still want to argue with you that they're right, and I'm like, bro, listen, don't argue with me if you won't even take the 10 seconds to look into it your damn self. You know what I mean? Like, that's what happens with like internet rumors. You want to, say somebody's this or somebody's that. When you do 10 seconds of research, that's not true. And they're like, it is because someone told me so. Like, oh, okay. Turtle Boy told you so. So it's got to be true. Like, sure thing. Sure fucking thing. Like, yeah, I know they made some of it out of polycarbonate. Probably not the whole thing, but I know that the Lexus one specifically has polycarbonate in it.
Yeah. It's an expensive car. That's what you pay
Nick
for.
said no, that's false. That didn't happen. That absolutely didn't happen. I will tell you what fucking happened. You want the tea on that? I will gladly give you the tea. What happened was Karen bumped into Gretchen Voss on purpose and almost knocked her down the fucking stairs. So Carl came out of the bathroom and bumped into Karen, and then they, God forbid. And then, poor Carl now can't be at John's best friend, can't be at the courthouse now because Karen was a Karen and complained after she checked Gretchen.
Okay, highlight that comment from horror.
Wait, hold on. What does this say? I'm saying the tail light caused all the punctures and lacerations. What do you mean? I don't think the ground would cause that laceration to the back of his head unless maybe he hit the fire hydrant. Yeah, but there's a fire hydrant and there's also an electrical box that's almost on the ground, low to the ground, attached to a pole right next to that. He absolutely could have hit his head on the ground. We don't know. Do we know that he crawled or moved in any way? We have no idea. We don't know that. I'm betting it was either the fire hydrant and also I want you guys to remember this. People seem to forget that where he was in the mulch bed. The mulch bed. Okay. He was half in the mulch bed. I promise you, mulch will cut you up. It will. He was half in the mulch bed. Don't talk about Twom. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see that this morning? Please, for the love of God, tell me you saw that nonsense, Frank, this morning.
You want to know what I did?
Yeah, I saw what you did. But was that from yesterday or today? Was that from today?
Today.
No.
So, don't want to necessarily take credit for it, but so I'm going to do it. So I saw that shit that Tom yesterday did. I can't handle that stuff.
No.
So what I did is I have a pretty good research tool that I can backtrack people with. So I found him, called his local law enforcement, and they were like, yeah, Kenton PD already called us, and we are very much aware of him.
The state police know. The state police were called first. So, I mean, he shouldn't have said what he said. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Did he not think that they were going to call the state police? Come on, dude. Jersey girl. That's just crazy to me. Why? I'm sorry. You're ominously threatening unborn children. What the fuck?
Then he goes on today and says, oh, yeah, what are people going to do? It's an unborn child. Dude, don't you get what you did?
He does not. Clearly. He clearly is it's going right over. Bro, here's the thing, okay? I don't give a fuck if you say unborn or not. The day someone comes for my child, especially my oldest, who is sick and has been sick since the day she was born, she has a rare terminal disease, I will go into mama bear mode and I will fucking kill you. You come for my kid and you better come for me first. That's my child. That's not an option. I will blow up your car in your driveway. It's my child we're talking about. I'm not playing that FF game. So can you only imagine if you're saying to a mother that you're threatening her unborn child, whether born or not, sir, that is a threat. And that is going to be mother at one point in life.
I told that Tom too. Tom went live today. I was like, dude, invite me. I was like, I'm the dude that called the cops on you. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm probably sure there's probably 50 other people that called, but.
Oh, sure. 100%.
But I don't know what he's all mad about. He's assuming that she cut his benefits off. Just FYI, she works in the fraud department. Okay. So she doesn't check benefits. She only takes things that are taken to her desk. And his wouldn't have been given to her. And if she got it, she would have had to hand it to someone else. So he's literally blaming her for something she didn't have anything to do with. I don't know who did, but someone did, and it wasn't her. She just works there, bro. Don't talk to her about it. It's not her problem. That's your problem to fix it. Come on. Why wouldn't the bumper be the first thing to hit John? What do you mean? We don't know where he was standing. So clearly, if he was standing bent over or closer in, if he was at an angle where he was closer into the car.
I'm pretty sure by the ones that he hit a dead spot.
Also, if the bumper hit him first, you could have also came up and then smashed the taillight after the bumper hit him first. Cars, when you hit them, they might rock, but they're not popping up unless you hit it with actual real life 18-wheeler or something. Then it might pop up. But if you're just backing into it at 3 miles an hour, it's not going to go anywhere but forward and then rock backward.
I'm pretty sure.
Talking about a human, a body that can bend, right? If the bumper hit John first, he very well could have went forward and his head could have hit the taillight, or his arm could have smashed the taillight, shoulder. And we don't know what angle he was at. That's for the accident reconstructionist to tell us, like, what angle they think he was at, where he was standing, and all that. What we do know is there was pieces of taillight in the man's shirt, so I'm pretty sure he was hit by the car. Like, pretty sure that happened. Yeah, the weakest part of that, yeah, is the corner. There was something, I'd have to go back and look. There was
I have a data for you.
something found. Yeah, look at that thing, dude.
So look at the most damaged part.
Yeah.
So if I go,
That thing's fucked up, dude. Look at that thing, dude. Just look at it. Like, it's like ominous to look at. Like, the amount of force that had to hit that for that to look like that, like, is insane. Also, you guys, backup cams are a thing, and the sensors in the backup cams were going off. Unless she manually shut them off. Some cars, you can't even do that.
Oh, I have another explanation. It was snowing. Snowing would disable those things. If it's blocked, because that camera would have been blocked, it would not activate.
Michael, do you have a girlfriend or a wife or a daughter? Do you ever go into the bathroom to go get in the shower and your wife or your daughter or your significant other's hair is on the wall and it stays there for days and days and days unless you take it down, even after it's dried? That's how the hair stayed there, honey. Like, that's literally the best way I can explain to you how the hair stayed there. Like, and also, just because there was one hair found doesn't mean that's all that was there. There very well could have been numerous hairs there, and that was the last one that stayed. But it's like a suction, water and hair. It's like it suctions. Like, I mean, look at how huge that taillight is, dude. Like, I can. Yes, I can. Just give me a second. I'm trying to get down some of these comments, guys, and I will explain some. That's why I put it on the screen. Yeah, he will plead the fifth. That was another lie. Yeah.
There's no comparison. Don't think I tried this yet.
Proctor's coming up. The ME's coming up. The hospital staff is coming up. Those are people who are tentative to be coming soon.
Would love to see the medical examiner.
It's going to be good. It's going to be pretty good. Yeah, well, unfortunately, Jenny, nobody can answer that question about the jury except them, right? Because we're not the jury, right? Like, so nobody knows what they're thinking but them.
It's from a different angle, but
yeah, frozen ground is very hard.
It is.
If he was hit by the corner of her car, then that literally explains the question you just asked. How did his body hit? Like, it's a human body.
Human body is fragile.
Right.
That's not really it. See, that's the thing with angles. You can kind of cut pieces together, but you also can't.
It's just like, look at how smashed that fucking taillight is. Like, that thing is destroyed. That's the piece of metal. See that piece right there? Yep. There's a piece right there. That's the piece that Carrie was like, oh, somebody's gonna catch like their sleeve on that. Like, you know, she thought that was something.
Pointing out.
Right.
So I can't do a full-on comparison, but let's just do it like this. This is definitely where you got those two abrasions, right?
Looks like it. I mean, we've looked at the pieces and saw like the way that they're like, if you turn them, like the marks on his arm match some of them, you know? Mulch. Yeah. Frozen mulch. Frozen mulch. Yeah. What do you mean? It's hard, just like the ground would be hard. So if you are scraping through it, you can get scrapes and cuts from the mulch. Absolutely, you can. Depends on also where you get the mulch from, because some places they don't like round the edges of the mulch. You just get like sliced pieces, and some of them have very jagged edges. My husband used to work with mulch a lot when he did the pools at the pool company. They had to do like basic landscaping after they built the pool, so everything would look nice for the customer. Crushed stone, mulch, they worked with all that stuff. How many times he came home and I had to, so ridiculous.
Yes.
So ridiculous. Hello. The key cycles. Yeah. Okay. So the key cycles. So what Karen tried to do was she tried to key, hey Matt, she tried to key cycle the car to delete the data from her car. That's what she tried to do. Now, how would someone know to key cycle your car that you were, how would you know that it would delete data to key cycle your car 200 times? Well, I mean, if your brother would, worked at a Lexus dealership, that might help. Just saying.
Okay, hold on. Let me do something.
Normal everyday people don't know that. I was shocked. I was like, dude, like I have to tell people that. Like normal people don't know that. Like, yeah.
If she did this,
because people don't stand at attention. I fucking can't. I mean, think about it. If you see the rear of a car coming at you, like quickly, right? Like, do you yell, stop? Do you stand full attention, standing straight up? I don't think so. I think at some point you're trying to wave your arms to stop, or you're moving out of the way, or something. You're doing something, right? You might be frozen for a second too, like, but you're doing something. You're not standing straight up and down like a pencil. That's for sure. Like,
okay. Let's see. A lot of people forget that it's not a frontal collision.
Yeah. He also does have
so annoying.
The waist. Again, that was something you were told.
I have that somewhere.
I like Joey. You're entitled to your opinion, my dude.
My dude.
You're entitled to your opinion. I'm fond of you. I disagree with you. I do, but you're entitled to your opinion, sir. The Toyota tech stream data will tell them. Well, they were able to recover. So December 2nd of last year, they pulled out the EVR data infotainment system out of her vehicle. At first, the infotainment system was giving them binary code, zeros and ones, because the Burla system was not updated to match the Lexus system yet. And so then they had to wait for everything to update so that it would work correctly or use a different system. So what they did was they used a different system and they were able to read it that way. So that is something that they got. They pulled it out December 2nd of 2023. Yeah, there was a ton of snow and stuff on the car. A ton.
Remember that I also did this. I took like a guy cleaning just to see how.
Like, dude, it fits perfectly on a freaking arm. Like, it's like
I'm just taking like old shit back.
So, I mean, here's the thing, Side Barbie, that I'm not saying that like the investigation was perfect. It definitely wasn't, but we're talking about a very small town here. Canton, like I'm from here. So Canton, I don't live in Canton, but I'm from Massachusetts and I grew up in Norfolk County and I'm not too far from Canton. And it's a very small town. Most people know each other. They haven't had a murder in like 30 years, dude. Like literally, this is a town that never had to deal with something like this, right? So they weren't really equipped to deal with something like this. They did the best they could in the moments that they had before the state police took over. Like they did what they could to collect what they could and figure out a way to adapt to do that. And they did that. It might not have been the way everybody wanted them to do it, but it's the way that they did it, right? It doesn't make the fact that John died or how he died any different. Like, you're going to find that out when the ME comes up and lets you know it was in her 100-page report that you guys haven't been able to see yet.
So I just took a copy out of the left side.
Yep. I mean, look at all the snow. But that's the thing. You have to be a given the circumstances, right? Given the circumstances. That's the key word there. Given the circumstances, because no investigation is perfect. And I promise you, and I'm sure Frank can tell you the same. I have not read one police report that didn't have a mistake in it. Not one. Whether they spell a name wrong, whether they correlate Ashley saying something that Nancy actually said, like there's never not some mistake in a police report or numerous mistakes in a police report because they're doing it from memory. They don't write it down right there. And so many times you will find mistakes in a police report, like common practice, right? Like I don't think there's anything nefarious about anything like that. Like, and again,
it's just human error.
Yeah, they adapted to what they had to do to get, like, well, I don't know. Do you live in Massachusetts, Jenny? I don't know if you're from New England or you live in warmer weather or like, you know, here in New England, it gets cold, really cold.
Jenny's from Kentucky. Jenny's pretty cold.
People complained that like John wasn't wearing a jacket, right? Like, I will let you in on a little secret. Here in Boston, we just don't. We just wear hoodies instead. Because usually we're in a car. So if we're just getting from a car to a house and going in and out, we just won't even bother with a jacket. We'll just jump in the car and just run into the house, like, or vice versa. Like, because you know what? I don't feel like, what am I going to buy a jacket for? Like, I'm not intending on being outside just to hang out. So, like,
I'm sorry to run Jenny, by the way.
It's a thing. It's a thing here in Boston. Like, people are like, why? Why don't they get a, you know what I mean? Like, why don't they, you got jackets there? You guys don't believe in jackets? No, we just wear hoodies. It's a thing. I swear to God, it's a Boston thing. I don't know if it's a whole New England thing, but it's a Boston thing. Like, I promise you. Like, yeah, well, that's another thing. People are like, probable cause. They didn't go in the house. They didn't take pictures. Do you guys realize that they might have had probable cause if Karen wasn't screaming, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Once she started screaming, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, they no longer have probable cause to go in the house.
Do people even know what probable cause is?
Apparently not. I mean, I think they know, but I think they do. I don't think they do.
Apparently, you need DNA evidence to get probable cause.
I know.
It's a legal standard, folks.
Yeah, I promise you indictments aren't sealed, Joey. I promise you that there are zero witnesses, zero will be indicted or arrested. I promise you. So you can screen cap it and you bring it back to me later on and say, Elise, you were right. Like, you were right. Like, well, yeah, it was talked up as being shoddy, right? Like, I'm not saying it was perfect. It was not perfect. Like, definitely not perfect. Not at all. Me? I'm Twisted Tragedies. Nice to meet you, Matt.
Hey, what's up, Matt? Good to see you.
Nice to meet you. I mean, that's your opinion. They have to work with what they had. So they did what they could, right?
Why? Can you go back? I'm not as fast as you.
Sorry. That's another thing. Not every single person that gets hit by a car actually has scratches on the legs or anything like that. Some people don't because they get flown up into the air and this part hits, so they don't get anything on their legs. Like, so, I mean, again, every person who gets hit by a car has different injuries. Not every person has the same injuries. Some people have similar injuries, but again, it's by angle, how fast, what kind of car, like all that stuff matters when it comes to injuries, guys. Like,
let me show you something. Hold on. Let's see, where do we have it? Just a couple of weeks ago, I was involved in helping with an injury.
Well, you're hearing something different than me, Joey. You're hearing something different from me. But I promise you, it's zero witnesses. I mean, zero witnesses. The FBI was allowed them to come out and say that. I mean, that speaks volumes. They don't normally do that. So
there we go.
So that's the thing. They didn't like realize at first that like it was a murder.
See the guy in the blue shirt? That's me.
Way over there.
Yeah. I'm the only one apparently not blurred out that is not an enemy, but okay.
Well,
so this guy hit his. You see that scooter over there, right?
yep.
Vespa.
Yep.
He hit that pole right there.
Ouch. That had to have hurt, dude. Is that an ambulance? Is that you guys' version of an ambulance?
Yes.
Why is it fucking yellow? So weird.
Sticks out.
So weird for me to see a yellow ambulance. Just jaded because I'm from America. America. Rather not be right now. That's a shit show over here in America. Absolute fucking shit show.
But yeah, I've seen really nasty things, so I'm not. No. I gotta make it pretty come to mind on really nasty stuff.
I'm like, I mean, can they paint ours yellow? I mean, at least people would see them better, you know? But the sirens, yeah, but like at least they'd see them better if they were yellow. Listen, I don't tell you guys, we like Joey. Joey's my buddy. We like Joey. Joey's a good guy. Joey's an attorney.
Oh, awesome.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be your opinion, but we don't call people names over here. So that's that. We don't do that. We don't do that over here at this channel. We do that at the other ones.
But it has to be. Not totally confirmed, but it has to be. Okay, gotcha, bro.
Investigation got complacent because she confessed. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They literally, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think it got complacent, but if somebody's screaming, I hit him, they no longer can have any probable cause to go inside that house. So people who are screaming about that, like, it might make it harder for people to prove, but I mean, you don't know what the jury's thinking. The jury is seeing quite a bit. The jury has also heard consistent statements from numerous witnesses, police officers, EMTs, firefighters, civilian witnesses. And now
they're all in on it.
Experts and the police officers. Some of these people don't even know each other. So even if you want to make connections to some people that did know each other in a small town, which is bound to happen, FYI, if you have an alibi, I'm pretty sure that your alibi isn't going to be with strangers. It's going to be with people that you know, right? Like, kind of common sense, right? Like, we can only hope that Turtle Boy goes to prison a lot fucking sooner. Because he's a giant piece of garbage. I'm Turtle Boy, and I'm going to write mean blogs about you. Be scared. Fuck.
Oh, hold on. What do we got here? I already sent it to you, but I'm not sure if the public already knows.
I really hope they don't riot and loot Canton. That would be awful. I know people who live in Canton. They're very lovely people. You know? Yeah, that. There's many more where that one came from.
Go ahead, read it.
I can't read that out well. I can't read. Wow. You want my eyeballs to work that well?
Go ahead.
Okay. On October 15th. Oh, suspect, Aiden Kearney. Date of birth, 12/26/81. Brookline, Worcester, Mass. He doesn't even live there. I think that's his parents' house. But October 16, 2020, at 17:46 hours, while assigned to Route 3 in Mark Unit 69, Officer Fleming was dispatched to redacted for a report of online harassment. Upon my arrival, I spoke with the caller, redacted. She stated that the online blog Turtle Boy posted an article about her in regards to a review she made online about a business she thought was racist. Redacted said her friend informed her that the author of Turtle Boy is Aiden Kearney. Redacted said that in the article, she was referred to as a cunt and a racist, white, nativist American.
What the fuck?
What's a nativist American? Oh, I fucking can't. She said the article listed where her family lives, location of a family business. She said the article also stated she did 90 days in jail, which she stated is not true. Redacted said the followers of Turtle Boy had been harassing her via Facebook with comments and messages. She added there are 2 Turtle Boy accounts linked to Aiden Kearney, and therefore 2 separate articles were made about her. She was advised of her 258E rights. Also, there's like she was misinformed. There's like 100 sock accounts. Like, just let's be clear here. Like, there's like 100 sock accounts on every platform. Like, you know, just saying. Like, I mean, that's his theme though. Say some shit, don't check the information, lie a lot. Over and over and over.
I made an entire video about him.
Oh, fuck's sake. I have to watch that. I'm not saying people don't. Most of us don't. I'm sure there are some people, elderly people do. I make my kid wear a jacket. But most people between the ages of, I'd say, 18 and 45 here in Boston, we choose not to. We just choose to hop in the car. I'm sure there are some people who do, but most of us just hop in the car. Most of my families and friends, they just hop in the car. Like I mean, maybe 2 of us out of all of them might wear jackets. Like, yeah. I grew up in Quincy, so funny enough, I know exactly what you mean. Like, literally, people are like outside, like walking their dog in shorts in Quincy, and I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, even I'm not doing that. Like, that's crazy talk. Like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, dude. Except I don't drink dunks. I'm a coffee snob. I drink Mary Lou's. Okay, Mary Lou's is my jam. It's my thing. That's what I drink. Like, I'm a coffee snob. Okay, I like my high end coffee. If you haven't had Mary Lou's, you're missing out. Just so you all know. I'm gonna have to send you some for your Keurig over there so you can try it.
It's not like in half an hour gladly, but I got like discrepancy on him. Like every shit that I got him only in 9 minutes. Easy peasy.
I mean, if I did a whole stream about that, I'd be going on for like a day and a half, dude, without breathing. I think, like, fuck, dude.
I can't do videos with my own voice, so I just do text messages anyways.
Why? What's wrong with your voice?
I can't. I just can't.
Yes, you fucking can. Suck it up, Buttercup, and do it. Have somebody else do the voiceover for you.
Got clips in it.
My friend Lou produces music in LA, and he can do the movie phone voice perfectly. I'm like, dude, he should have been the movie phone guy. Welcome to Movie Phone. Press 1.
Press 1.
If you want to watch blah, 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 blah. Reclines for Icy. It's fucking hilarious, dude. Cloud chasing asshats. So Aiden. So Aiden. It's time.
I love like the dramatic music, right? Catch me motivation.
I love dramatic music. I went through like a
You just said because it's impounded. Why is it impounded? Because I just feel like it. Because I have power and you don't. So go pound sand, Turtle Boy. Well, we're not putting up with that. We're right here today, Jim McDermott, and we're not going to be quiet. We're here. We got it.
And that's just a brief glimpse into the relentless support from Turtle Boy, a blogger. He's landed himself in a bit of hot water. He, as I mentioned, known as Turtle Boy, he's been accused of witness intimidation, an accusation that he vehemently denies. He tweeted out this the day after his arrest back in October, saying that men with guns showed up at my house, tore it apart, took my computer and my phones, and handcuffed me in full view of my kids as they got on the school bus. I'm not the one guilty of intimidation.
Yeah, that thing's hefty. I mean, you can't call him a doo-doo head. That's, yeah, Dr. Doo-doo head.
So the first video or first link that I put up is all accounts all got 403. They're all deleted.
Of course they are. This is the game where he did the gestures to the girl, right? That's how he got. That's how he's not a teacher anymore. Oh, I think he'll go for some of these.
So I just did a comparison about an IQ of a watermelon.
So smart. He went over and witness intimidated his ex-girlfriend, and come on, man. His own words are what's going to sink him in court. And I've seen all the evidence. That's what's going to sink him is his own shit. Like,
this is his first fundraiser?
Oh, yeah.
Aiden Kearney. He's known online as Turtle Boy, and some of his followers have turned up at the homes of witnesses and prosecutors. And Aiden himself is facing charges of witness intimidation. He pleaded not guilty.
No, yes, they have.
Kind enough to be live with me now.
Yeah, they
Thank
sure
you so much
have.
for being with me today. I know
You were
that
there too,
getting into
bud.
the courtroom is next to impossible. They're limiting that gallery, so you have to kind of watch it on a feed. But there were 3 pretty important witnesses today. Do you think big headway was made by the prosecutors today?
I do. I just want to correct you. We didn't show up 1,000 witnesses. We peacefully protested outside.
It's exactly the same!
Cop killers. That's what we
Same
did.
fucking thing, bro. And you didn't peacefully. It's not peacefully with a bullhorn there, bub. Like, like, come on.
Special guest, blogger, social media personality, owner of TV Daily News, and the man who organized the Karen Reed protest. He's joining us tonight, apparently from Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Too bad they'll never, ever, ever have him on ever again.
Turtle Boy. Thanks so much.
And that's his own fault.
Tonight.
Thanks for having me, Vinny.
Let me start here. Aiden, Turtle Boy, what do you prefer?
Oh, Ken, fuck off.
No, Turtle Boy, no, not a problem. I understand.
I'll explain that.
That's what everybody calls it. So, let me start here.
I'm used to it now.
Yeah.
So you want to talk Celebrate?
How
I'm
did
game.
you get involved in this case? Like, you were.
I work for Aces, my man. That's better even than Celebrate. Trust me.
No. I mean, I started the blog about 10 years ago about sports, and nobody really cared about sports. So I started really getting into investigative stories, and I became an award-winning journalist along the way.
Hold up. Wait, you should have used that. Award-winning journalist? No, he won an award for a blog in Worcester that his viewers were able to click the button to vote on. Yes, exactly. Me too, but he just doesn't like it when it's everybody else's free speech. He only likes yours, his own. That's it. He doesn't like yours. He just likes his own. He wants to shut everybody else up. Can say that again. Last 2, he lost.
That really begs the Anti-Defamation League to assist him each time.
Yeah, yep.
And it wasn't about
This one that hurt me so much.
He's killed me, dude.
Was brought by defense.
And around that time was August 2022.
I believe so, yes.
And with reference to relevancy, is that what you were talking about?
Correct.
And what, if anything else, you're close friends with Colin Albert, is that correct?
Correct.
What, if anything else, has your family or Colin Albert and his family undergone over the course of pendency of this case? Objection.
No, the door's been open. I'm allowing it. Well, basically harassment.
Harassment by
Bloggers, people online.
And what, if anything, in relation to Colin Albert being in the house has occurred as far as the harassment is concerned?
Can you rephrase?
With reference to what you were talking about as far as the relevancy of Colin Albert being in the house at that time, what, if any, harassment was there in relation to that and in relation to Colin?
Well, no, go ahead. You can answer. Colin wasn't at the house, so he's being harassed he was not at the house when John was there, so I drove him home. So people are harassing him, saying he was at the house when it's not true.
When you speak about harassment, what specifically type of harassment?
Constant phone calls, emails, awful messages.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
You're going to keep objecting, yeah, of course.
Focus on this witness. No, come on, Albert.
As far as you and your family, what, if any, type of harassment abuse?
People showing up at our house, people emailing my school, just say a lot of harassment. Can I take a moment? Sure.
She's only a little bit older than my daughter. It kills me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's not. It's fucking insane to me. Just absolutely insane that like they would want to do some shit like that. Like I'm sorry, but like showing up at people's like what the. And then he calls the cops on JLR when JLR goes to his mother's house on the public street. That's the funniest part. Bro, you called the cops? Like, what happened to the First Amendment guy? He's on a public street. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I thought it was okay to do that. Like, he wants to peacefully protest your mother's house. Like, again, it doesn't apply if it's you, only him, right? Like he's the biggest hypocrite on planet Earth. Like, yeah. So nobody is debating, Ken, the Celebrite information. They're debating the way a DB wall file is being used as a timestamp for a Google search when it's the time that a tab was opened.
Exactly.
So DB wall file is the time that you open the tab, not what time the Google search happens.
Woman, I love you so much right now.
Didn't happen until after 6. They never said a Google search didn't happen. It didn't happen until after John was found at 6. It's literally the time that a file is opened, a tab, not the time she did the search. No one on planet Earth has ever tried to use a DB wall file, which is why it won't ever be a problem with any other case, because no other defense has ever tried to say a DB wall file is a timestamp for a Google search. And there you have it, folks. It's that simple, literally.
and let alone if you open so much tabs, like I have freaking 15 tabs open right now.
Me too. I think it was like the other day we counted, it was like 14. I have more open now.
If I close one, it does not mean that the search that I did on a previous tab, it only shows when it closes. That is what she did.
Yep.
She closed that file. That does not necessarily mean that the timestamp of that search is that way.
Nobody has ever tried to use a DB wall file as the timestamp for a Google search, and they never will, because it's not common sense. You know what I mean? Not. No. Dude, I'm with you, Joey. Me fucking too. I don't want to do it. That's why I don't buy one. It's hoodies only over here. Very warm ones, but hoodies. Okay. Like, so, you New Yorkers are kind of like us in a way. Like,
I made several posts on Twitter. You can put the DB wall. If you look at that warrant that Green made, just copy and paste the FAR link that you see, or the FAR file. Just do that. You will see several people complaining on how the timestamp of that DB file is not accurate, because it can't be accurate unless you have only one tab open, and you can never prove that.
Yeah,
you can look at the last session, sure, but that's why it says yes deleted, because plus there are several variables why that timestamp could have been inaccurate, because the source of origin is not correct. So therefore it could be an extraction error, because Celebrite can do that. It's data. Data can have errors in it. Data can be corrupted.
Ian Whiffen is going to testify to all that. It's going to be amazing. And I'm going to love every second of it, because I've tried to explain this to 75 million people. And yes, Aurora, yes, very early on in this case, they tried to get the judge to recuse because Sean McCabe wrote some funny, hilarious thing to Turtle Boy and said, I know where Auntie Bev lives, where her seaside cottage is. So they tried to say
I have that clip. I have that exact clip that you were just saying.
That Bev was like new Sean McCabe, and they tried to ask her to recuse, and she told them to go fuck themselves. So yeah. Maybe not, but that doesn't, what does that say exactly? Like, maybe I wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't for him, but I don't give him props for being a shitty fucking human being who lies every other word out of his mouth and ruins people's lives for a living. I'm sorry. Whether he was talking about this case or not, completely fucking irrelevant to me at this point. Like, professional, I don't think he knows what that is, Joey. We know this. We know this. Find that clip. That would be hilarious. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Like, see, I don't agree that they did a horrible investigation. I think they did the best with what they had. Do I think it was perfect? Absolutely not. I've said this a billion times. I've said this even when I thought Karen was innocent. Like it wasn't a perfect investigation by any means, dude. They're a small town. It never was going to be. Like
this one?
Already starting to, honey. He's been imploding for quite some time. He literally just attacked Nick Rocco, dude, because he's mad because he can't be on court TV because he shot himself.
Lawyers for the woman accused of killing her police officer boyfriend formally asked the judge to remove herself from the case.
And this is the one.
Karen Reed is facing charges in Officer John O'Keefe's death. WBZ's Christina Hager is in Dedham with the developments from a fiery day in court.
A crowd cheered Karen Reed leaving court, but this time she did not speak to the accusations against her in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. This time, Reed's father spoke for her.
We're just gratified, and we're so thankful for so many people in support of our daughter and our family.
O'Keefe's body was discovered in a snowbank outside the Canton home of another police officer hosting a gathering last January. Prosecutors say she ran over O'Keefe with her SUV after dropping him off and leaving him there. But her attorneys say she was framed, and that theory has gripped the public's attention. This crowd gathered hours before today's hearing to show support. Inside, prosecutor Adam Lally requested the defense team no longer speak to the media.
The hyperbole or the language that's been used on the steps of this courthouse in reference to
Let me say, from technical terms, Allie is fucking smart. No joke.
Commonwealth having its foot on the defendant's throat.
He's monotone, and that drives me nuts. But
how dare the prosecution try to prohibit defense counsel from doing our jobs? How dare they ask this court to take away our First Amendment right to free speech?
All this happened after defense attorneys had accused the judge of appearing biased against them, asking she remove herself from the case because of an internet post saying she allegedly knows potential prosecution witnesses, something she strongly denied.
And I want to make it very clear that I reject the notion that untrue and unsubstantiated rumors spread on the internet can force a judge to recuse herself from a case.
Judge Beverly Cannoni, she did not remove herself from this case.
Of course not. Why would she remove herself?
She wouldn't. Nope. I told them that wasn't going to happen. Even when I thought Karen was innocent, I was like, there's no chance that's going to happen. Like, also, I just got a donation from Missy for $25 for live. Thank you so much, Missy. The bottom of the screen, there's a ticker. My very tiny channel runs on donations from you guys. So I more than appreciate it. And if you don't want me to read it out, you just write A or AN for anonymous, and I'll just read it as anonymous. But I love getting you guys' little comments. And if you need the PayPal, just let us know. I'll pop it into the chat box there for all of you guys. But I know the little ticker at the bottom. You guys get mad at me. It's too small. I can't make it bigger. Okay. So that's why I get the bigger one here for you guys. I can't make it bigger. The Venmo, the Cash App, that's how you do it. Or PayPal. And if you need that, we will put it in the chat box for you. I appreciate you, Missy. Thank you so much.
Do you remember at obviously the first appearance Karen Reed made, and Yannetti made such a weird statement.
He's made a lot of fucking weird statements.
But she went back to the scene and discovered such a horrific scene. I was like, hold on a second. What? Well, where we get it? Oh, this one.
Ken, yeah, okay. Whether I think she's innocent or guilty has nothing to do with Turtle Sewer, okay? Sewer Turtle has zero to do with why I think she's guilty. The evidence is why I think she's guilty. So again, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. I have more information than you do. So I'm going to keep my opinion based on what I know. So it isn't about waking up. Okay. Your opinion is different than mine. I think you're supporting a cop killer. So, I mean, tomato, my dude. Like, I don't know. Like, nobody said the trial was about Turtle Boy. He's still a douche. It's still a douche. Like, I don't, because I know what's coming in the trial, but that's based on my own knowledge, because I think by the end of this, I don't think the jury's going to have reasonable doubt. But again, that's based on what I know personally. So I mean, that's not going to be everybody's opinion because I have more information than other people. You know what I mean? Like, so.
If Jen has the cojones, maybe she should come up.
None of them do. They won't. It's not a thing. Like, they won't. They don't have a debate. All they can do is say mean things about you and call you names and, you know, make shit up. Like, I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like, this investigative journalism thing, he didn't investigate anything. He was spoon-fed all the information from the defendant. Like, that's not investigative journalism. Also, if you're an investigative journalist, don't you think you read all the court documents, which he literally has admitted to not doing? And also, he was crowing about a shoe there's a literal map to in the documents since back in fucking like October and November, and he was still crowing about this shoe that was missing, like not even a month or two ago. Like, again, this is who you get your information from. Just point it out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop it. Oh my God, you saw this? I wanted to smash my head off a brick wall. Me and Chrissy protect Karen. Who are you protecting her from? You? Because she's the one who asked you guys not to run up to her. So you're protecting her from you? What? What the fuck are you talking about? What? It's your circus, your monkeys, bro, your clowns. Are you protecting her from all of you? Make it make sense, dude. Like, make it make fucking sense. The man's not only driven by jealousy. Get it right. Greed, jealousy. He's a sociopath and a narcissist. His narcissism eases out into the air like a wafty fart. Okay, he's just wafting around everybody around him. Like, it's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane. Like, is chaos reasonable doubt? What do you mean? The chaos outside the courtroom has nothing to do with inside the courtroom. The producers the producers from Court TV do not want him on Court TV. They will never have him on again, ever. Ever, ever, ever. As long as they're the producers, he will never, ever, ever be on Court TV, which is why he got so mad that Nick Rocco was on Court TV and is on Court TV and the radio, because he can't be. So he got jealous and he threw a fit. Oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever heard somebody say. And there you have it. An award-winning douchebag. Douche nozzle, douchebag, whatever.
Moron.
Cock juggling thunder cunt. Take your pick. Take your pick. Like, thunder douche.
Well, Jenny, why are you so salty? Don't you understand the common knowledge? People who actually have experience.
Well, when the defense has to consistently change people's statements and try to make it look nefarious, that's a problem for me. That means that you're lying because you can't make a case.
Okay, so when common sense does not become common sense because you do not have that common sense, because maybe you lack kind of schooling, therefore it's not supporting your narrative, and apparently we are wrong. Okay, sure.
I mean,
hope you never go to court.
If I was Lally, I'd be reevaluating my life choices, because who the fuck wants to do with this circus? I'm just saying. Also, that man needs a Bricola or something. Like, bro. The fucking monotone, is killing me, bro. Like, no, in relation to, but bro, you're gonna bore the jury if you don't fucking demand some presence in that courtroom, sir. Fix it, and fix it now. Or let McLaughlin talk for a minute, maybe. I don't know, maybe do that. Like,
objection.
I'm like, I can't, dude. I'm ready to kill him. Sustained. Like, fuck, dude.
May we please the court?
If it pleases the court, Your Honor. Like, bro, listen, I can make fun of Lally because he needs some work, okay? But what I will say on the other side of that is he's won a lot of cases, dude. Like, this isn't his first rodeo, dude. He has won a lot of cases.
He did.
But he's fucking monotone as fuck. And I almost want to, like, throat punch him real quick. Like, maybe then all of a sudden he'll get a different tone to his voice if I just fucking... like,
hold on, Jenny. Like, why is every single one of you turtle lovers trying to compare like viewers? Like, for real? Like, what is wrong with you? Is that the only proposition you have? Is that the only argument you have? 40 viewers? Well, you need fucking 40 viewers to start a revolution, apparently. So
I love when they say that, because my number says 189. Because what they don't seem to understand, what they don't seem to understand about streaming, is that I'm streaming on multiple platforms. 191 at once. So whatever you're seeing is what's on there. Most of the people right now are watching on X, and there's 194 right now people watching. So I love when they do that. Oh, there's only 20 people. There's only 50 people. I don't give a fuck if there was one, number one. Okay, I don't give a shit about that. Number two, there's 195 people currently watching. I'll take a screenshot if you want. The top of my screen tells me exactly how many people are watching on the 3 platforms I'm streaming to. So before you decide to be a troll, please learn the fuck how streaming works. Thank you.
Come again.
Come again. Actually, don't come again. if you're going to be a troll, please.
What is the point of that? 40 people are only watching, and so what?
There is no point to that. It makes them look stupid because they clearly don't know how streaming works. I'm streaming on 3 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and X. So there are people for watching from all 3 of those platforms. Most of them are on X right now. If I had just been on YouTube, they'd all be on YouTube, but I'm not. So before you go and try to insult someone or say something like that, maybe learn how streaming works, and then you won't sound stupid. Okay? Okay.
Plus I'm also restreaming. Not sure.
Right. And he's restreaming to his channel. So like, yeah. So that's 4 places right now. Like his viewers and my viewers, like all together. All together now we're at 196. So there you go. Let's see. Well, I think it's simply ridiculous as well. I think it's, hey, Salty. Missed ya. Missed ya. Long time no see, right? Since yesterday. He does say, well, he's trying. He does say it's coming into the Sally port on the side. That's the point, right? Like to tell them it's coming from the other side. Like that's the whole point. Like he did. Like that's a thing. Like Vinny's on court TV. Like he's on a TV. Like what?
You have 47.
What?
Yeah, again. Wrong side of defense. Okay. Duly noted.
What? Like Vinny is on court TV, darling. He's a news anchor. First of all, I don't know. How does he only have 3.7? Just wondering. Just asking for a fucking friend. All right. Just
I have 4.7 on my last channel.
I'm just fucking saying, like, what? Like, and it has literally, like, again, like, dude, if you're gonna troll, okay, learn how to fucking troll. You guys are not good at this, all right? Like, it's just not good at it. Like, Joey, can you teach them how to troll? Fuck, man. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Everybody love me. Everybody love me. Listen, most people in real life love me. Why? Because I'm not a shitty person. So, you know.
I heard that you were a shitty person. I think one of the trolls told me.
Yeah, I'm like a so shitty person. What do you mean? I'm a scammer, a grifter, a criminal. Because like, and that's the funny part. Like when I started my channel, I was very honest with people. Listen, I've been sober 16 years from opiates. Like I drink maybe 10 times a year, not even. Like drinking's not my thing. Once in a while.
I drink 10 times a day. Don't worry.
I mean, I just never get the opportunity to go out. So it's like, what am I going to drink by myself? Like, not really funsies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe we did like a group chat wine thing one day, but like, I'm just saying, it's not funsies, right? Like, I don't have a car right now, so it's not funsies. But if I was able to go out, sure, I'd drink more, but I don't drink that much to begin with. But I am 16 years sober. I went from somebody who sat in a prison cell to somebody who worked in a prison. So that you can't take away from me. I have an old criminal record that was sealed years ago. I got sober at 21. I'm 37. Like, I'm a whole different person than I was when I was 18, 19. And I would be very concerned if you are not as well. Okay. Like I'd be concerned if you became, you know, an adult and you didn't start adulting. Like, oh, 48 minutes behind. Well, you walked into a shit show, you know, my shit show. Like, isn't that funny, Aurora? Isn't it? They were actually funny enough. Funny enough.
A wrong side of history, yeah.
They like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, the crazy theories. Don't those bug you? Like, do you guys remember the missing hat and the missing shoe and the missing belt and the taillight that was supposedly on top? I am accepting donations. Yeah, I get them. Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. It's the Venmo and Cash App scrolls at the bottom of the screen, and the PayPal we can pop into the box if anyone needs it. Yeah, I keep hearing about Creighton, and I keep going back because Brianna's talked a lot about him. So keep going back to watch, and I'm like, wow, like they're very like you guys are right. It's similar there. Like
Creighton Waters?
The guy who did oh fuck boy. was the case.
Murdoch.
Yes, the Murdoch case. Yeah.
Creighton Waters.
Yeah, they find a lot of like, you know, Lally and him sort of the same in certain ways. And I had to go back and watch a little bit of it to be like, I could see that. I could see that. I absolutely could see that.
Kid, what are you talking about? I screwed over my partner. No, she screwed me over. Not kidding. There's no clue what you're talking about, but sure.
I love when people try to say we're grifters. In order to be a grifter, you got to go where the money is, sweetie. Like, the money is not in the Karen is guilty crowd. I promise you. If I wanted to be a grifter, I could have just kept screaming free Karen Reed until the end of fucking time. Just saying. Thanks, but no thanks. Like, yes, Creighton Waters. He built his case the same methodical way people crack jokes about, oh, he stole money, just like the jokes about it's snowing in this one.
Well, see, if you want to be a prosecutor, you want to make sure that your entire storyline is covered. You don't want to miss a single thing.
Right.
So it might seem really boring for people, but it's not. It's not a trial for public opinion. It's really a storyline.
Judge can only should have released. What do you mean? What gag order? Oh, like she should have put a gag order. Yeah, I agree with that. She should have. She definitely should have. I agree with that because it got just out of control. Like, I mean, they were going after even the judge. Like, come on. And let's get real. Like, the judge has been very fair to the defense. And at this point, I think she's been too fair to the defense to seem like she's not sort of like biased, right? Like, I think she's definitely been way, way, way too fair to them. So for anybody to say like she's biased, like at this point, like I think you've lost your fucking marbles, like, because she's given the defense quite a bit. They were not allowed to do third party in openings, and they stepped over that line. They absolutely stepped over that fucking line.
That is why he gave the indictment information to Turtle Boy too, to say, yeah, look, when open, we have no clue how to.
Agreed. She shouldn't, since she's one of those 30 people that she claims are watching, even though there's 207. I'm going to take this screenshot right now, right? Because it's just like, I'm going to save this one for later. And then I'll put it up on my community tab because I just want to show people how stupid they are. Just how fucking absolutely ridiculously dumb they are. There's 290 people here. So her 30 people were like whatever she was watching on YouTube. There's 209 people between all three platforms in Frank's channel. So yeah, how's your 30 people? Like, also, you're here. Like, what? What the fuck?
How many people are actually watching? Probably
like, what the hell, man? Like,
Dr.
Wait, were we talking about driveways? I don't know what the fuck. You came in during a part where I have no fucking idea what I was talking about. I can't be responsible for the things that fly out of my mouth, Salty. You know this, all right? Like, I can't. They just, like, word diarrhea. I can't fucking do it. Like, can't be responsible. Listen, Frank told me everything about what he has done or not done before the show. He was very open and honest with me.
I don't back down for that.
I know, right? They will call me a doctored screenshot. Imagine. That's why I backed it up to take it full of the chat too. That's why I backed it up. At first, I was just going to do the screen with the number, but I was like, yeah, that's what they'll say. So I backed it up to do the whole thing of the chat, like, because that's
you make sure you got your metadata.
Yeah, your metadata. The metadata is not right. Oh shit! Yeah, can you post that link? I totally forgot. We did that. We did that last night. We made a fucking Discord. Woo, go on.
Discord.
We did that. We made a Discord last night. I made 2 channels. I figured it out. One's called Sewer Turtle. Yep.
Let's share.
Yeah. Can we, Salty, can you get the link for, I don't know if they can fucking do it in chat because I don't know if I have the links blocked for chat or I forget if I do or if I don't. But can we get the link, Salty? Because I don't have it in my pocket at the moment. Right now. Creighton Waters was attacked by many law tubers, especially LED. She makes fun of all lawyers on trial like Jackson and Yeti, which is because she worked with him. So it's like, there's your bias right there. She worked with him. Like, I mean, I wanted to like Emily D. Baker. I've heard she's very smart. Okay. Like,
she talks a lot.
Like, hi, Liza. I mean, I talk a lot too, so I can't really say shit about that. Like,
you're not as bad, trust me.
But I mean, yeah, shit balls is right. Like, I mean, I do have the best bunch of viewers though. Like they, even some of them that believe Karen is innocent, they come in here, they're respectful, they have like civil debates, they do a back and forth, like, and then we have a good time and we laugh at some shit and we have a good fucking time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I respect the fuck out of that. I do. I got a $5 donation from Cash App from Anonymous. Thank you very much. Whoop, what's happening? Oh, I think that's just the one that, it just gives me a second. Like, I don't know why Cash App does that. First, it gives me a push notification, and then it gives me the like stupid little change thing sound. Like, why does it fucking do that? Also, why the fuck do people in other countries not have Cash App and Venmo? I think that should be like worldwide. Like, I don't understand it.
I tried it. It's not legible for me. So,
no? Just PayPal? I don't get it. Like, I don't know why they haven't made it like, I don't know, like worldwide. It's like super easy. Like, oh shit. I'll fix that. Salty. We'll mod you up. I'll post the PayPal in the chat. I'll mod you up later after this. You're going to have to send me like the whole link. Like when you go to your YouTube, right? And you click on like your profile, like you click on your little bubble there, your little circle there. At the top, it's going to have like an HTTP, blah, 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 blah. Just copy and paste that whole thing and send it to me. And I'll add you in as a mod because it's way easier to find you that way. This is my PayPal. It's my business PayPal that I freaking, it's in my Discord DMs. Oh, I don't have my Discord on my phone yet. It's just on the computer. So I'll fix that later because I can't do it while I'm live anyway. But I'm going to have to put the Discord.
I'll send you a link to mine as well.
Okay, I got yours. I have to put them both in the description box, I guess, after the live's over. That's what I'll do. I'll put them both in the description box after the live. So like, give me like 3 minutes after the live, and then you can check, and it should be in the description box on YouTube. You have to go on YouTube to look though, guys, if you're on X right now.
Don't worry about me. As long as you're good.
I can put yours and mine in there. People like Discord. I like Discord. It's got a voice chat. I can pop in there and talk about some shit. I'm not busy.
I need to update.
Okay, perfect. Doesn't expire. Great. Awesome. I love that. She explained that on live. Oh, okay. Oh, the same department. A bully. I don't see her as I haven't really watched all that much of her, but I don't know. Is she being bullied? No.
Who? Emily Baker?
Pin it. How do I pin it? Wait, what? I can't. I'm on StreamYard. I'm not on.
You can.
I'll pin it when I go onto YouTube and do it, but I can't. I don't think I can pin it here. Can you?
Yeah.
I can't.
Press the star.
Oh, I think you're right. Here. I can put I'll put the PayPal as a pin right now, just because you guys always ask for it, and I don't have it in the stupid thing yet. So I'll put this. Let me see if this works. Pin it. We can just put the star. Does that work? Is that how it does?
Just click the little
star.
And now go to your YouTube.
Oh, but you got to go to the YouTube to pin it. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
YouTube's obnoxious like that. Oh, yeah.
Why don't you have Nightbot?
Wait a second. Merp. Okay. Click on me. Me. Let me also mute me. Let's see. Oh, edit video. I could put it in the description box now. Analytics, edit video, blah, 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 blah. Actually, should be able to copy and paste the. Hold on a second. What in the actual hell? My chat's not even like, I think I have it in subscribers only mode. It's like not even popping up right now. Whatever. Fuck you too, YouTube. Screw. Oh, it does? Oh, you're the fucking best. They're always going to troll no matter what. So I did make, as you could see, I made one locked room. So that'll be for like trusted people only. I made one specifically. Hey, Val, locked room. Val, you have to guys check out her Twitter if you haven't. It's Valerie McGilvery on Twitter. She's the bestest. She does a lot of great stuff over there. You guys should check that out as well. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, I don't see. Here's the thing. Like, I yell too. All right. When I get passionate about something, I yell. All right. I got a loud friggin' voice. I'm Spanish. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on my mama. All right. It's not my fault. Okay. So, but I get it from my mama. Okay. It's not my fault. But
no hablo español.
Yeah, I yell. I like, you know what I mean? Like I yell a little when I get a little passionate, whether it's like happy or like mad, like, you know, I do that. Like, catch you later on the Discord. Yes, I will. Yeah, right. We love Val. Yes, at Skipfu. That's it right there. There it is, everybody. In case you're watching on X, that's it. That's the at. That's her at. What do you mean? Frank's got a microphone. I don't even have one of those.
¿Qué pa?
Come here, Frank. Fine.
That's all.
Gotta turn that shit up.
What?
Not you. She said she can't hear you well, but I said you got a microphone. You can hear him better than you can hear me.
Ooh, it's just me, myself, and I.
I gotta get one. You know what I mean? I gotta get a microphone. I have my Beats, but they're dead. So that has a better microphone on it.
No, but I'm gonna leave you anyways.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna join some other buddies of mine.
Have funsies.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Bye, chat.
Of course. Say bye, everybody. Make sure you go check him out. He's got a channel. Go sub that stuff up.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Frank. See you later. Oh, maybe it's not the same yelling. I don't know. I haven't really watched it like that. So you'd have to tell me. You know what I mean? Like, see, when somebody else pops up the screen, I have to like move my screen around. It's really obnoxious. Like, hey, yes, that would work perfect. Listen, I like desperately looked for a pink one like months and months ago because you guys know me, and my computer chair is pink. I haven't rolled it out here, but it's pink and I love it. It's pink and white. And so I was looking for like a pink microphone, but all the ones I saw were like shitty. They were shitty. I need something like my desk is like, it's on wheels. As you can see, I can move it. So I need something that like clips onto the desk that comes up and over, or that is like stationary enough to come up and over to where I am. So like, I haven't found the right one. I also have a bunch of other expenses that come before a damn, you know, I should probably buy like, you know, summer clothes before I buy a freaking microphone. But I mean, Frank has a really good thing that shows like the velocity of the car and how like far and how many pounds per, like, I forget what it is, but like he has one of those that shows like how John could have been hit, where he could have landed. And he just did a thing today where the taillight pieces would have landed if it was hit this way or that way, with this force, with at this angle, with this amount of speed. Like, so that's some great stuff you should definitely check out. I think it's important to do all that. Like, it's a good explanation, just like we've all been trying to explain forever to people how this Celebrate information works. Like, for me, it's like, come on, man. Like, oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm just looking now. I'm sorry. Listen, you know, I'm bad with checking. All right. I'm playing this for my friend. Okay. Playing this for my friend because it's funny and because she's a paid client. Okay. Like, I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat. I love your face. I will play it again for you, I promise, just because I didn't see your messages. But you are the best. Oh, I think I have a PayPal too. Need to check this. $10 from, can't see. I have to open it. No. I mean, it would definitely make my audio better. Frank's channel is Art of the Deduction, I'm pretty sure. Art of the Deduction. From Joshua Novak. Thank you, Joshua, so much for the $10 on PayPal. I appreciate you. I got your $5, lady. I already shouted it out. I didn't know if you wanted me to say your name out loud, so I just said anonymous. Okay. Always, always, Aurora girl. What is it from? Oh, well, it is from the Free Karen Reed Circus outside the courthouse. Over to the left, as I play it again, is Chrissy Mello, the one who tried to start a problem with me at the courthouse when I was there for Lindsay. She came all the way down to the bathroom just to run her mouth and almost got knocked out. So yeah, that happened. And so she's to the left, and then some chick named Erica, and then some other lady, I forget her name. I think it's Dina, if I'm right. I have no freaking idea. I'm not sure, but like this is how fun they think a murder court date is. This is I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat. Yep, they think it's that many fun. That many funsies. That's what they think. So we're hopefully getting it edited so that it says a sidebar chat, because we play it during the day when the judge has sidebars, since they have a ton of sidebars. Like, yeah, she should. It's 100% she should in band. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, I agree. Yeah, I didn't think you wanted me to say your name. That's why I said anonymous. Yeah, listen, silence is beautiful for, you go ahead and go, girl. Like, if you do want to help out the channel, before I get into my next little segment here, PayPal, I posted, it should be tagged at the top of the thing. If I did it right, if I didn't, I'm sorry. You guys are going to get to see my outro tonight. Maybe I can show you guys that before the end of the show, so you can tell me what you think, and maybe like if I need to tweak it. But donations go to Cash App and PayPal and Venmo, and it's the only way my little channel runs. That's how I cover expenses. And then, I don't make anything till I cover expenses. So I appreciate you all always, always, always. So I'm just a teeny tiny channel, just a teeny tiny. Yeah, right. Every time she hears sidebar, it's like this. Like if you notice in court, she like leans in so she can hear. Like, dude, your attorneys are going to come right back and tell you what just happened. Like, what? I'm just wondering why we're like leaning in when the attorneys come right back to tell you what happened. Like, you think they're going to keep something from you or something? Like, that's like, no, they're going to come right back and tell you what the fuck happened. So why are we craning our neck? Like, what really gets me is the facial expressions, dude. I have never seen a trial with a murder defendant that has made that so many. Oh, me. Yeah, somebody probably did it not knowing. I'll inform them. Don't worry. Yeah, I was wondering if ever. So I asked that question. I said, hey, I know you're like close. Like, can you hear like what's going on over there in that sidebar? And they can, right? So I get the deets on what's going on in those sidebars sometimes. It's interesting. Her Botox wore off. I mean, something, because when you're making faces, like, first you're like making these evil incarnate faces that you're like so angry that you're like whispering like objection to your attorneys, like they don't know how to do their job. And then, after that you're laughing, and then dude, she's rolled her eyes almost like, I want to say half the trial I've seen her do the eye roll. Like, dude, 9 out of 10 times she waits for the jury to leave, but sometimes she doesn't even wait for the jury to be out of the room when she does it. Like, bro, that's not a good look. Like, didn't your attorneys tell you that it's like not a freaking good look to do that? Like, it's like not. It's really freaking not. Like, So like, you guys know how proud I am of my intro. Do you guys want to see the outro? And then you can tell me what you think. I went through like 100 different freaking songs, just so we're clear here, before I picked it, because I just wasn't feeling them. Like this, there was certain songs and I was like, meh, meh, meh. Like I just wasn't feeling. I went through so many of them. I was just like, okay, not that one. Like I like it, but it wasn't the one that like got me, right? Like, so I'm gonna play it and then you guys can tell me what you think. Okay. Like, listen, this is now the intro was my first run at editing any sort of video. Okay. So the outro is my second try now at editing anything. So go easy on me, but I do want constructive criticism because it's important to learn so I can learn. You know what I mean? So I can learn. All right, here it comes. Ready? Here we go. Go easy on me. I worked really fucking hard on it. It took a couple hours. A couple hours. Poor Mary had to be on the phone with me going, fuck, what the fuck, fucking, how do I, what the shit, what the fucking fuck. I went through 3 different songs that I really like, you know, so like, I worked really fucking hard on that today. Like, yeah, I had to end it with the doll. Like, I was going to start with the doll, but then I moved it to the end and I was like, nope, it's going at the end after the kid. Like, it makes more sense that way. Like, so go easy on me, but like, I do like constructive criticism. Like, that's only my second time ever editing something. Like, the intro was my first thing, figuring out how to use the software and stuff. I even figured out extra stuff today. And this is my second go at it. So like, yeah, I kept going like, nope, not that song. Yeah, I like it, but nope, not that one. It just didn't hit me right. It wasn't creepy enough. Like it didn't have that like effect that I wanted it to have. So like this was the one that I was like, you know what? Yep. I had to play it like 3 times, like through to be like, yep, that's it. That's the one. That's what I want. Like, so I had to move frames here, there, find different ones, add things in. Like it took hours, but I'm proud of it. But of course you can always, you know, improve on stuff like that. And like, I know some of you guys have better experience with like editing different videos and stuff. So I would appreciate the constructive criticism from you guys, because you guys know what you're doing better than I do. That's for freaking sure. Like, so like, that's why I say people don't realize, like, I guess some people, I mean, Voices and Kathy were telling me, like, some people actually do come to YouTube and just press the button and like, they just go, right? Like for me, I feel like if you didn't put any work in, like why? Like what, why? Like if you didn't, like, that's work. Like you in order to make your intros, your outros, like you gotta do it, right? Like it takes time and you gotta learn how to do it. And like all that, the cases you cover, you have to do research on. You can't just like press the button and go. Like you got to pull FOIA requests. You got to talk to sources. You got to go here, there, and everywhere. You like, it takes time and energy for all this. And I promise you, the money's not over here in the Karen is guilty camp. It's just not, right? Like, so that's why I love when trolls come in like, you're all grifting. In order to grift, you got to go where the money is there, Lovey. I could have just kept screaming free Karen Reed if I wanted. Then you could have called me a grifter, because I would have known she was guilty and I would have still been saying it like some other people are currently doing. But I have to look at myself in a mirror. I have to sleep at night soundly. And I can't do that if that's what's happening. So I am going to do right by myself and my viewers, because even if they don't like what I have to say, I'm going to. Like, the focus of Tom's jigsaw speech about your wedding kids, etc. What did we do? Well, I mean, it was ominous. I probably would have called the cops because it seemed like a threat to me. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, listen, let's make something clear here. I have been the target of much harassment, ongoing harassment that has lasted since November. Okay. So for me at this point, it's, I take it with a grain of salt for myself because I've dealt with so much of it already. But if you're going to talk about my children, like, we got a problem. We have a very big problem. I know Caitlin doesn't have any children, but that's still not okay. It's still not okay. Her wedding, her kids, like, none of that is okay. And I don't know. I'm not in her position. You know, I think an HPO, maybe she should try for, you know, yeah, adult supervision would be nice, you know, like, I mean, but there's like no, like real adult supervision, not like cult supervision, like real adult, like supervision, like, you know, like a normal thinking brain supervision, not, you know, I think everything's okay when I harass people, adult, because those have any idea what they're talking about. Like, yeah, Frank did. He said that he made a video about it. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. It's nuts. Like, I'm sorry, but if you take time out of your day to do all that, like, that's kind of like, find something better to do with your time, for fuck's sake. Like, yeah, I mean, what? Like, I can't even decipher that. Like, what? Like, again, we're talking about, me and Chrissy protect Karen Reed from yourselves. The police don't protect her. But why doesn't Karen have that protection? Because she has her attorneys. A, she doesn't need protection. And B, she's not the one who's being harassed relentlessly. It's the witnesses. That's why they need it. It's common sense. Also, she hasn't needed or wanted protection this entire time until she asked you guys to stop running up to her. So what is she getting protection from? You guys? No, nobody's threatening her or harassing her or calling her or emailing her or texting her. Like, what do you mean, dude? Like, no one's doing all that to her. Like, what does she need protection from? Like, I just don't understand. Now, are you going to say that I don't see anybody else doing that? Also, we learned today, if nobody saw this, we learned today that Jen Altman nods off in court. We learned that today. Yep. CPU Tommy told us that Jen Altman was not happy with what CPU Tom said. So she started messaging people and saying it was not a good look for the Free Karen Read movement. What? The amazing lack of self-awareness with some of these people is amazing. Jen Altman, you attack every single person online, half of your own movement, thousands of people online. Half of the goddamn internet has you blocked, sweetheart. So I don't think you're the one to talk about what's a good look for Free Karen Read. Definitely not if you're nodding off in the courtroom. Just saying. Probably shut the fuck up then. Like, just maybe shut the fuck up. Maybe you don't really have a right to talk because you have attacked people on your own side and you've been rude and ignorant to people who are just trying to learn about the case. You have run them to the other side at the very beginning because you couldn't even just answer a question, or you couldn't even just let someone else answer their question. You just had to be like, well, go read that, and be ignorant and rude. It's not a good look, dude. It's not a good look. And then you think you have the audacity to tell all the people what's a good look? Stop it. Stop it. Stop the madness. Someone stop the absolute madness. Narcoleptic, right? Maybe they'll take my braid because I have a braid bun in right now. This is it's a braid and I made it in a bun. So maybe they'll just take her braid and, pin it to the back of the thing, like the movie, if you're a narcoleptic, yeah, you probably shouldn't go to court. Take your meds and narc out at home. What the fuck, dude? Oh yeah, and the cops won't stop traffic because not for nothing. And I want to clear this up. I've been to the courthouse many times. There's an actual cop walking traffic across the streets that stops if you go near the corner. He will actually stop traffic for everyone, including Karen Read, to cross the street. Everyone. He is a paid detail cop for that very reason. Right there near the courthouse. He's been there every time. So when I heard that, I was like, that is false, sir, because there's a literal cop to stop the cars to let anybody walk across the street. It's actually a pretty good guy, too. Please give gentlemen some Adderalls and whatever else you're taking, bud. I fucking can't. Can both shove them up both of your dick noses. They'll match. You know what I mean? Just maybe also let her know that your Kool-Aid expired, because maybe that's why your member is half red. You dipped it in expired Kool-Aid, my dude. I just think a doctor needs to take a look at that. I think it needs some medicine. It looks like it's got a problem, a big problem, something you should probably get looked at. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think soon to expect in court also is the ME. You should expect the ME. You should expect Proctor. You should expect some of the hospital staff when Karen was sectioned. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to lie. Lally might put me to sleep. He might. But because I want to know the answers to the questions is the only reason I wouldn't fall asleep. Okay. But can't be nodding off in court. It's just, it's not a thing. And then you want to talk about everybody else. It's bro, you can't talk about everybody else and run your mouth about everybody else and then do stuff like that. Come on now. There's a little bit of self-awareness, just a smidgen. Listen, I like naps. Naps are cool. I don't hate on naps. Damn. Yeah, I don't either. I don't think you will. Let's get real here. There's a reason Aiden won't talk. Karen won't talk to Aiden. She wants nothing to do with him. Absolutely not a single thing to do with him. She thinks he's a scumbag. And that started way back when he thought the Canton Nine should all get the same lawyer and they should have the least amount of money possible. And Karen thought they should each have their own attorney and they should make as much money as they needed to cover an attorney for each one of them. And they should have the best attorney they could get. And Aiden disagreed because it would take money out of his pocket. Yeah, that's called narcissism, greed. Greed and narcissism. He was only worried about himself, not everybody else. These people who got themselves into this pickle because of you, including his now girlfriend. Isn't that cute? He cared about you so much. Didn't even want you to have a decent attorney. You're just the woman who mills around the house. Milling about. It was her own fault She should have known what she was getting herself into. He'd throw his own mother under the bus. Like, come on, dude. Should have known. Absolutely should have known what she was getting into. Like, if you're going to use someone for that purpose, then I would hope that you would do your research. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to be a follower that just found him from this case, or like someone who's just started covering the case and not knowing. A lot of people didn't know. I didn't know how bad he was. Like, a lot of people didn't know. And that, okay, cool. But if you're going to use him as like basic PR and you're going to feed him all of the information from your case, and then you're going to allow him to call himself an investigative journalist when he didn't investigate a goddamn motherfucking thing. It was literally spoon fed to him like a baby. Like, and half of the shit that was spoon fed to him like a baby, he now looks stupid on because it was all a lie. There was no taillight on top of the snow. Colin Albert wasn't in the fucking house. There was no shoe missing. There was no belt missing. There was no hat missing. Okay. The basement was not redone after John died. The house was already going to be sold before that. They didn't take a loss on the house. Like, I could just keep going and going and going like the fucking Energizer Bunny. Like, none of those things were true. And so many other things that weren't true. Like, so fucking stupid. I love you for this. I love you for this. You and me are so alike. So funny. Hold on, guys. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any what? I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. I didn't miss any donuts. Something popped up and I'm not understanding what the fuck it is, really. Sure, okay. Yeah, they didn't sell it for more than a year, right? They don't exercise. I mean, you know, that's why they call things brain teasers, so you can like exercise your brain, right? Like, so do some like brain teasers or something. Like, it's not that hard. Like, here's my notes from earlier on what I was gonna write on the different parts of the outro. Like, I really thought about this. Oh, and that Brian Albert and Nicole Albert didn't go to John's funeral. They did. Newsflash, they did. That's a lie. Newsflash, they keep saying that lie. That's a lie. They absolutely did go to John's funeral. They did attend John's funeral. So that was a lie again. That they didn't try to secure the scene. They absolutely did. They tried. The wind was blowing it all out, but they tried. The death certificate, that one, that it was a shady, they changed it later on to match what they said. No, they gave one right away so that the kids, they could deal with the minor children, so another family member could get custody. They needed one right away. They got that. They did that. And then when they finished everything, they gave them the final one. So again, that was another lie, like a big giant lie. Also the dog, because there was no dog DNA. A dog can't bite through your shirt onto your arm with no dog DNA, right? Like, that's not a fucking thing. Like, if a dog bit you, there would be dog DNA. Like, it's simple. Like, that's not hard. Like, and the steps they claim that John took inside the house, which per John's ways and all of John's phone data happened before he ever arrived out front of 34 Fairview, which means unless he's doing a stepper inside the car, he didn't take steps inside Fairview. It didn't happen. So also, just so we're clear here, when the prosecution brings out the mapping of the area that they did, the mapping of the elevation in the area at the time that he would have stepped, right? They're going to show that they would have been going up and down elevation, which is why the phone, not the Apple Watch, people keep saying John was wearing an Apple Watch. John was not wearing an Apple Watch. He was not wearing a watch. He did not have an Apple Watch. But do you know who did? Jen McCabe. And do you want to know what? Do you want to know something funny? Her heart rate was the lowest it was all day long when they say that she made a Google search at 2:27 in the morning about dying in the snow. Do you think her heart rate would have been the lowest it had been all night long? I'm going to say no. That's common sense. That's how lie detector tests work. Like, definitely would not have been. So we can argue all day about that. We can also argue about the fact that the 2:27 a.m. Google search did not happen. It happened after 6, after they found John. Not before, after. and that the 2:27 a.m. is a DB wall file, which no one on planet Earth in any other case has ever tried to use a DB wall file as a timestamp for a Google search, which is why people keep saying, well, then Celebrate's going to have to be, every case is going to have to be looked at if Celebrate's not right. In this case, nobody said Celebrate wasn't right. Who said that? No one said that. Nope. No one said, nobody's arguing whether Celebrate's right or not. They're arguing that the person looking at the data and determining that is wrong. They're reading the data incorrectly. That is what the argument is. And I'm pretty sure Ian Whiffen, the Celebrate expert, is going to get up there and he's going to explain why a DB wall file does not create a timestamp for a Google search and why it is from her opening or closing her tab, not from her Googling House Long to Die in Cold. That happened after they found John at the behest of Karen, asking her to do so. And you know who will be able to read that to the world? The Celebrate expert. And you know who I'm listening to if I'm a jury member? The guy who works for the company whose data it is, who knows how to read the data, not the other person, like, who does not work for Celebrate. Let's also go over this motion that the Commonwealth filed on Friday, because it's going to be important Monday, because they're going to argue it at 8:30. Remember that, 8:30 Monday morning. 8:30 they said. So I don't know if they're going to argue before they turn the cameras on. I would hope not, but it's going to be at 8:30. So remember, we're going to try to get on earlier so that we can watch that part at 8:30, because yeah, that's interesting. So the motion is for the Commonwealth to exclude the defense's witness for a few different reasons. One, because the defense did not follow the rules of evidence and the rules of the stuff that you have to do when it comes to an expert, which is you have to give over to the other side what questions you'll be asking, what they will be stating, what their expertise is, why that's their expertise, and what are their credentials, so that they can be vetted, so that the judge can say yes or no, whether they can testify or not. But you can't have someone who works in an ER, who has seen many hundreds of animal attacks or dog bites, be an expert to testify on whether it's a dog bite or not. That person's not qualified to testify on whether it's a dog bite or not. So I don't think if I was the judge, I would not be allowing that person to testify, because you're not qualified to testify to that. And also, just FYI, why do you think usually it's a retired ME? Why do you think that they couldn't get a retired ME to testify to that, y'all? There's plenty all over the country. Why do you think that they couldn't get an ME to testify to that? Gee, I don't know. Could it possibly be because they're not dog bites and nobody would say that? That's why. Just FYI, FYI, oh my God, he said that. That didn't actually happen. Did he say that? Yeah, they must all be in on it, right, RP? They must just all be in on it. OMG. Exactly, Val. Exactly. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? I don't know. I guess I know she did a couple crosses, but they were flat and almost everything was objected and sustained. So she didn't do a great job. That's for sure. Yeah. So everybody's in on the damn conspiracy. Just everyone, all the time, in on the conspiracy. All of them. Oh, I can't. I literally can't. No effing way. I mean, we're talking about somebody who didn't even know he was live for 5 minutes, bro. I can't. I fucking can't. I just literally can't. Okay? I just can't. But we're talking about so basically the Commonwealth is saying not only is this woman not qualified, but the defense has not handed us anything about this woman, about this expert, about this other expert that they have that is not an accident reconstructionist, and you want them to talk about accident reconstruction. They're not qualified. They're a mechanical engineer. Mechanical engineer is not necessarily qualified to talk about accident reconstruction. Be trained in accident reconstruction. They're not trained in accident reconstruction. They might be a mechanical engineer, but they're not trained in accident. Why couldn't you get an accident reconstructionist to say that John wasn't hit by a car? Oh, that's right. Because none of them are going to say that. That's why you couldn't get one. And people don't think of this shit. They're like, oh, well, they got a mechanical. But why didn't they get an accident reconstructionist? Usually what happens is, one, the Commonwealth will get expert to say, say it was a mechanical engineer. They'll get a mechanical engineer, and the defense will get a mechanical engineer, and they both say opposite things. They couldn't even do that in this case. Couldn't even do that in this case. The defense couldn't even get these people to testify on their behalf to say what they want them to say. Because it's not a thing. Like, it's very clear cut from the evidence what happened. In these people's opinion, they weren't going to get on the stand and say what the defense wanted, so they had to find someone else to do it. Right? So the Commonwealth is saying, like, hey, you didn't give us any of this stuff that we're supposed to have ahead of time. It's the only thing that having that woman on the stand to testify about dog bites that she's not an expert in would do is prejudice the jury because she's not an expert in it. So she needs to be excluded. Not only that, but the defense did not hand over any of the stuff they're supposed to hand over on these experts. Now, I think the judge will allow them to hand over the stuff for the other experts and allow them to have them on the stand, but it'd be limited in scope. I think the scope will be limited on them. But I'm not so sure she will let the dog bite lady testify because she has no expertise in dog bites. Seeing a couple hundred patients in an ER does not make you qualified to testify about dog bites. So I just don't think that's going to happen. Oh my God, do you remember this? Okay, so this morning he also said, he also said that the lady thought that she stole his data, even though clearly in the video where it happens, he's literally the one who's like, I can just tap your phone and take your data. She says I took her data. I didn't take her. That's not even possible. And maybe I have your data. So he lied about that too. It's impossible. You can't do it. It's not a thing, bro. Right. I saw that too, and I was like, what? Performance art? Could be. Maybe. If we're going to do performance art, you guys all have to do the sewer turtle. Be scared of me. Write mean blogs and say mean things and make up lies. Do you know who I am? That's performance art. I'm such an artiste. A motherfucking artiste. Mr. Pat on back. Thank you. Come again. Thank you. Come again. Just saying, this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who just make up lies and bullshit and then send his trolls after you. It's fucking stupid. I tell people all the time, and there are many people afraid to speak out and speak the truth, even people on that side who now know that it is not plausible at all, and they know the writing's on the wall, and they come to me and they go, Elise, I'm really sorry. I didn't realize until now, but here's the thing. I'm afraid to say anything publicly. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, hey, here's the thing, right? It only has power if you allow it. If you allow these people to have power over you, then they do. If you don't, and you tell them to fuck off, then they don't have any. Then they don't have any, Then they just don't have any anymore. So, I don't know. It's all whether you choose to let them have that power or not. I don't know. I choose to not, right? I choose to not. I choose to keep it moving. I choose to come onto my show and tell what I know to be the truth and correct the misconceptions and the lies and things taken out of context. The whole, crying over the mirroring changes nothing that happened there at all. Changes absolutely zero. First it was the, Proctor's not going to get on the stand. That was a bull-faced lie. I told you guys that weeks ago. Oh, hey. Hey. And then, we'll get to the key cycles at some point where she tried to key cycle the car to delete the data inside the car. First of all, that's not common knowledge for people to know how to key. I told you guys this, I'd say probably over a month ago now, but it's not normal information that everybody's going to know. If I key cycle my car, it might delete the data inside my car. Who's going to know that? Frank was here a little while ago. He just left. You just missed him. I think he's still linked, but you just missed him. If you back up, he's back there. Back up the stream. You did finally catch me. You caught me. I'm it. But if you look it up, sure, but like that's not common knowledge for people to know that like if you press your button at a push to start car and you have to do it like 200 times to try to delete the data, that's not something that everyone would know. Like, no worries, no worries. It's not something everyone would know. It's something that like you'd have to go like look into. You'd have to be looking for that information really, unless you worked at like a dealership or like me, had family that has worked in cars your entire life, like, and just knows that crap because of them. Like, but other than that, it's not like basic information that everybody knows, like what a key cycle is. Most people have no idea what the hell a key cycle is. They're like, what the hell is a key cycle? Like, and I know that's the key cycles are coming soon too in the trial. That's the other thing. The key cycles are coming soon. The ME, the key cycling, Proctor, the hospital staff. I don't know how many of the other troopers they're going to do. I mean, there was 12 on the list. I don't think they're doing 12. I just don't. I think you'll see, we already saw Yuri. I think you'll see Proctor, maybe Tully. I don't think you're going to see maybe Fanning and Tully. I don't think you're going to see all 12. I just don't. There's no reason to. Like, yeah, her brother. Yep, works at the Lexus dealership. Like, so she was referring to Higgins when she said that, need a lawyer, because they were bringing Higgins's lawyer in for that portion because he had the right to that. So people are like, why would he need a lawyer? Like, it was his right to that, just like the other witnesses had theirs. It's their right, just like you would take it. I would hope you would take it. I mean, I would hope like you'd be smart enough to take it. Like, it's common sense. Use your rights, know them and use them. Okay. Because you don't want to get fucked. Like, you just don't want to get screwed. Like, yeah, the data, but you can't. 250 starts are needed to dump the data. Like, yeah. So that's the thing. You don't know if it works or not, right? Like, it's some cars it does, some cars it doesn't. I'm guessing it goes with the software, whether it does or doesn't, right? Like, yeah, I saw them playing that game. Yeah, it was Wanless. It was the guy who popped up. So again, when we say removed, and let's remember who reported very first on Wanless taking the taillight out. That was me. I'm the one who reported on that last year about Brian Wanless taking out the taillight. It literally pops out. It's a clip. Boop, pops right out. And so that's what he did. He popped it out of the housing with the clip. Boop, popped it right out. So I think she failed to do enough cycles. I think that's exactly what happened. She lost count, didn't know how many or whatever. I think she didn't get to the number that she was supposed to, and she had thought she did, I think. So that's part of why you're going to hear about the key cycle. So, because why else would you be trying to key cycle your vehicle? What reason? Why would anyone key cycle their vehicle, especially after an event like that? Why? For what reason? Like, yeah. Some cars that are push to start, your key fob, the one that you have to keep in your car or keep on you for it to start, sometimes inside that key fob, it pops open and there's an actual key in there. A lot of people don't even know that who have push to start cars. Other times it doesn't have any key at all, and key cycling would just literally be pressing the button over and over and over and over. It's a key cycle. Like, so, I mean, what reason would you have to try to cycle your key at all in this situation? Like, I mean, do innocent people key cycle their cars? They hide data? Like, also her cell phone data shows the alleged route she went back to Fairview before she went to Jen's that morning. So we all want to know why she ran up to a mound of snow that she knew was John and no one else could see him. That's why, because she already had went past Fairview before she went to Jen's. Like, how, like, also, like I explained earlier, I'm sorry, but if I wake up in the morning, right, and my husband's not in bed, the first place that I'm going to look is the bathroom. Are you in the bathroom, babe? You in there? No, nope, you're not in there. You in the kitchen? You in the living room? You're on the porch? Like, I'm going to look, right? Like, that's the first place you're going to look. She leaves the house, goes to Jen's. Carrie's like, wait, did you check the house? And Karen's like, no. And Carrie's like, well, let's go back to the house. And like, no, let's go to Fairview. And Carrie's like, no, we're going to go check the house first. And that's because Karen had already went to Fairview. So they killed all that time at the house. She didn't even look around the house. Why? Because she knew he wasn't there. Like, obviously. But everyone else looked. They're like, hey, where is he? Like, is he like hiding behind the couch? Is he passed out drunk somewhere else in the house? Like, she didn't even look. Why wouldn't you look? Like, makes no sense. Like, right, exactly. Why? Just why? The answer is why. Like, yeah, I mean, it's kooky to me. Like, why would anyone do these things, right? Like, and not only that, but like, all the lies that were told, like, oh, the taillight was on the top of the snow. No, it wasn't. They dug for it. And then what they didn't find, which they had already clearly overturned some of it in the snow, had to wait for the snow to melt. So like, oh, it was all found weeks and weeks later, days and weeks, little by little, as the snow melted, they looked and found more and more and more and more and more stuff. So all these things that were made out to be nefarious in the beginning, like, aren't even a thing. Like, they're not even, either they have explanations or they were completely false. And that's what irks me here, right? And there's data to back most of it up. Like, there's evidence to back most of it up. The other thing that these people scream is, where's the evidence? I don't see any evidence. Listen, okay? I'm gonna, come here, free Karen Read. People, come closer. Let me explain something to you. Just come. My blind daughter can see the evidence. Okay. Just because you don't want to see it and just because you want to say that everyone's lying doesn't actually mean they are. Okay. Yeah. All right. Stop the madness. When people testify, when they speak out of their mouth in a trial under oath, it's evidence. Okay. When witnesses testify, it is considered evidence in a trial. Let's just make that clear, because apparently some of these people don't realize that that is actual evidence. Okay. Also, they also have things like her blood alcohol content, which was over the limit hours and hours and hours after, and they gave her a 2-hour leeway, an extra 2-hour leeway, might I add. Okay. Extra 2-hour leeway. Like, come on now. Well, that's the problem, right? Like, they don't believe anything, and then like they try to twist things. Like when we watched it earlier when Allie McCabe said like Colin wasn't there when John and Karen were, like he wasn't at the house. I picked him up. They took that and ran and said, see, she said he was at the house. She said he was at the house because she said there or here. Yeah, outside. It's still there. It's just outside. Like, what? You're trying to force words in that poor girl's mouth. Like, that's not what she meant. She's very clear on what she meant. He was outside. That's where he was found, on the lawn at 34. He was still at 34. He was just outside, not inside. It's still there, right? Like, I would still say there. I'm not going to say on the lawn, outside. Like, I'm going to say there. Like, what do you mean? Like, so it's like playing semantics with words, just like the attorneys are. Trying to flip what people are saying to make it fit into that conspiracy box. Like, that doesn't work, dude. Like, it just doesn't. Like, the sister-in-law she went back and looked at the taillight. Like, she was like, wait, look. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that part of the video, but like, literally the sister-in-law looks at the damage on the back of Karen's car. She's like, wait a second, what the hell? Like, come on. Right? Like, clearly she must have, right? Like, it's like so obvious. Like, again, like, here's the thing. She's the one who told the cops where she was and what she had done, right? Like, where they were last drinking, and then she went home. So it's like, also, no one else had access to the ring cam. John was incapacitated on the lawn, and his phone stayed exactly where he was until he was found. Okay. So there's only one other person that could have had access to those cameras, and it was Karen. No one else. So explain to me how 17 out of 18 events, her coming in, her coming in that night, it's gone. Her showing Carrie and Jen the taillight, gone. Just gone. Just magically disappeared. I'm sorry, but if you're still wearing your conspiracy hat, and you know all these things. No, we haven't gotten to that yet. That's also something they're going to talk about in trial, the emergency backup and the braking system, the dinging and the, the automatic braking that the car does. The only way to stop the automatic braking is literally to put your foot on the gas. And some cars won't even let you do that. You have to manually shut it off. Not from his phone, from the house. She did it from the house. So between 1 and 5 a.m., she deleted stuff. And then again, she deleted after they came back because she had to delete Kerry. So I'm guessing when she went in the house and they were looking, she was deleting that last bit of camera footage of when they looked around the back of her car, because the other things were intact. So why is it skipping? It didn't just skip and not catch it. They were deleted. Like everything was deleted from 1 to 5 a.m. And then after they arrived back at the house, they went around the back of her car. That's gone. That's deleted. She deleted that video. Yeah, she had to manually turn it off. She would have had to manually turn it off because some cars, like my sister's van, the automatic braking brakes on its own. You can't override it with stepping on the gas. Some of the like couple years younger cars or older cars do, but some brand new ones, like you can't even. You have to manually turn it off. So why would you manually turn off your braking system? And also, guess what tells you when you turn off your braking system? My God, the data from your car does. Oh, Trooper Proctor hacked the system, delete the videos out of the evidence. So funny. It's so funny. Like, dude, the taillight theory, like, dude, they already found pieces of the taillight. This is why it's so funny to me, RP. Like, they found pieces of the CERT team found pieces of the taillight before Proctor ever got to the car. Before they ever saw or got to the car, the CERT team had already found pieces of taillight. So by the time they got it to like the Sallyport, they had already gotten pieces of the tail. So how did Proctor get from the Sallyport? Have they already found pieces in his Doctor Who machine back in space and time to plant them there? He hadn't even got to the car, and the CERT team had already found pieces of taillight. Yeah, the home computer. Yep. Right. Yeah, part of the data from the car. The voicemail she left him from her phone, but his phone, the Jeep, yeah, they have like the data from his phone never left where he was. I mean, I guess if he had an iPhone, I guess you could probably get into it, like part of it through online, but yeah, I did too, about the auto braking system. I didn't get to read it all though. I got distracted one day and then I forgot to go back. So thank you for reminding me, because I totally just forgot until you said that. And that was quite a while ago. I was looking into that. It was, right? It was aliens, time travelers. Like, dude, solved it. Hello. I'm just a regular Sherlock Holmes over here. Solved it with Scarlett in the kitchen with the knife. With the candlestick. You know what I mean? That's what happened. It's Professor Plum in the basement with a candlestick. It's what happened. I'm just saying. Like, oh yeah, those are going to be, so like, those are not going to be good. That is not, it's going to be very bad for her. Those voicemails, they're very hard to listen to. They were like, it was hard for me to listen to. I'll tell you that much. Knowing what I knew, it was very hard for me to listen to. The text messages were no better. It reeks of rage and anger. Rage, anger, and jealousy, I should say. Rage, anger, and jealousy. Rage, anger, and jealousy. Like, I am not sure if she changed the password. Some people say she did. I have not heard that she did, but it is alleged that she did. I'm not sure. I think, those voicemails, though, like, the jury's going to hear those. The jury's going to hear those. The jury's going to see the text messages. Like, and those are not going to be good for her. Like, Yeah, they couldn't close the garage door, but I'm not sure that was the ring pad. I'm not sure the garage was connected to the ring. As far as I knew, that was a different code that the kids had, but and everybody knew, but it wasn't working. Yeah. I don't know. The phone never moved until Kerry Roberts put it in her pocket after they moved him off the, they found him on the lawn. Kerry Roberts put it in her pocket when they all were there and found him. So yeah, it was under him. So she didn't have access to the physical phone. I don't know. I'm not sure how iPhones, like if you can get into them like online, but she didn't have his physical phone. She had no access to it. Yeah, no, Kerry Roberts did. Kerry Roberts did. It could be, yeah. I wasn't like, it didn't say, and I've never seen anything that said either it was or it wasn't. So I'm not too sure whether the pad for the thing was part of Ring or not. Probably was, since the camera is above the garage, but I didn't want to make that assumption, like, yeah, it was Kerry Roberts. She put it in her pocket until the cops asked for it. Like, so when they found him, that his phone was there when she was wrapping the thing around him and sort of lifting, his phone was underneath. So she took it and put it in her pocket. So and she gave it to the police. But it's just sad that anyone had to like see that, like, poor John. Like, he didn't have raccoon eyes yet because the blood hadn't all to the front of his head. He had a big egg, but not raccoon eyes. So it's just, it's sad. Like, I talked about the other day, like, nobody really talks about who John was. They just talked about the case. And like, we did a little bit of talking about who John was. Like, the kids called him Funkle John, father, uncle, Funkle, cutest thing ever, right? Like, he had them for 8 years. Like, his sister died. She was sick. And then the brother-in-law, he died just a few months later of a heart attack. Those kids lost their parents in a very short period of time. And then here they go 8 years later, losing their Funkle. Like, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. And then on top of it, now they have to deal with everybody screaming free Karen Read, instead of them taking into consideration them having to look at all of this. Like, and, I get that, like, your right to protest is a thing, but like, let's not make a mockery out of a murder trial. Okay. Like, no, she didn't, but she did say things such as, I hate you. Like, you'll hear it all, and it's not nice. It's not nice. That's for sure. And it's not going to make the jury feel like she's a nice person or was happy with John that night, because they're trying to paint this picture of a happy, loving couple, right? Except that's not what the voicemails and text messages say from around the time that John was left to die. So that's the problem, is those voicemails were left around that time. Like, it's like, for me, it's like people complain about the hair. Like, how is there only one hair on the car? First of all, we don't know that there wasn't numerous hairs, and that's just the only one that stayed. But what I do know is that if I don't take my hair off the wall after I'm like, washing my hair with shampoo, and it like comes out in my hand, and I'll just pull it off, and because I have thick hair, and put it in the wall, and then because it'll clog up the drain if I don't. And then when I get out of the shower, I swirl it around and I grab it all and I throw it away. Like, but if I don't, it would stay there for days. Like, if you have a wife or a girlfriend or a daughter, you'll know that it will just stay there, even if it gets dry. So that's how the hair stayed there. It's the best way I can explain how the hair stayed on the car. Literally. Like, but also, like, well, how'd the glass stay there? Well, there's a divot, right? Like, your bumper, right? And then this is the bumper, right? And this is the car. And between the bumper attached to the car is almost like a little divot. So if I put something there, it might stay inside the divot. I'd have to hold these two things together, but you get what I mean, right? Like, it would stay inside the divot there, and it would just lay on top of the divot in the divot a little, like, just at an angle, like, boop, just stay in there, in the divot, up and down, bouncing around, like, and it just stays there. Like, that's how it stayed there. Like, oh my God, I know. Listen, just let's somebody be clear here. When Aiden found out about the Higgins text messages, he knew the whole time. Just so we're clear here, he knew the entire time. the entire time. And he told no one, not his viewers, not no one. Why? Because, and I quote, it doesn't look for Karen. It doesn't look good for Karen. Doesn't make Karen look good. So even then he knew it wasn't going to follow his narrative, and people would have probably rethought what they thought. So he was not going to allow that anywhere. He was not going to post them. He was not going to allow other people to post them who had them. It was strictly, no, it was making Karen look bad, so they would not do that. What? Also, yeah, the whole story about her exes, like, those are true. Those poor guys just don't want to get involved, and I can't blame them one bit. Like, I literally cannot blame them. Like, they're normal, everyday people who just don't want to get involved in that crap. And I can't blame them. Not even a little. Because it's like, you know, if I were them, I wouldn't want to either. I wouldn't want to. Like, that would cause a shitstorm for them. And that's like, it's not really fair to them. You know what I mean? They didn't ask for any of this. They didn't ask for any of it. So it's like, okay, cool, great, wonderful. Like, they're just everyday humans that like happen to date a girl who happened to hit someone and kill them later on in life. And they don't want to deal with the ongoing harassment that they saw the witness deal with. They don't want to deal with reporters at their door. They don't want it. They have families and lives, and they don't want to deal with any of it. And I don't blame them. I freaking wouldn't want to. That's for damn sure. Like, would you? You know, would you? Because I wouldn't. Like, absolutely not. If I didn't have to deal with harassment, I wouldn't. It's a lot. It takes a toll, you know? She does have a sister. Her sister has not attended said trial. What does that also tell you? You know what I mean? It could be, yeah. Then that's another thing people don't seem to realize. It could have been an arm hair. Men happen to have arm hair that's a lot, you know, thicker and longer. Like, could have easily been an arm hair. Or some body hair, beard. We don't know. It could have literally not been a hair from his head, but a hair from somewhere else, including his arm. But yes, Karen does have a sister that has not attended the trials. I'm hearing that she won't speak to her. So I'm not even speaking with the family. So I don't know, you know. And he will have a speech ready. Like, so what? That doesn't mean she's a killer just because she left him a nasty voicemail. It's like, you know, it just doesn't make her a murderer. Like, same shit he said about everything else. I don't care. She's fucking half the town. It doesn't make her a murderer. Like, dude, let's get real here. Everybody wanted to harp on, you know, poor Higgins, but they fail to reiterate that Karen lied to someone to get his number, told the lady that she had it and lost it, duped her into giving her the phone number for Higgins, and then started texting Higgins herself. He did not in any way, shape, or form try to go seek her out. It was the complete opposite. Like, I would not be surprised to hear that it's an arm hair. I would not. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Because, you know, those parents are taking every bit of, you know, money they can to help. I mean, to be fair, she raised a pretty good amount of it, like a pretty good amount. Like, I think that's the part that disgusts me the most, is I contributed to that in a little bit, in a little way. Like, and it's like, I clearly didn't have all the information I have now, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to stand quiet. I am not going to not correct the misinformation. I'm not doing that. Like, I don't care. You can harass me until the cows come home. You can send me mean messages, texts, voicemail. You can do all the things that you've been doing since November, and I'm still not going to back down. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to back down from that. I'm not going to back down from defending Lindsay, because I am not going to allow people who don't even know her and have never met her and know nothing about her other than the lies that he tells to sit there and harass her and her innocent children who have nothing to do with anything other than she was brave enough to tell the truth. It's disgusting, and it's gross, and it's uncalled for. It's not okay. It's simply not okay. She has done nothing wrong, and I can't wait for that trial to come so that not only she's vindicated, but that she can get the apologies, if anybody's woman or man enough to apologize to her, that she is owed. I'm owed quite a few. I haven't seen a single one, just so we're clear. Like, I'm owed quite a few apologies. It's just not okay. The stuff they've done to her and the witnesses, like, and anybody else who says anything, like, not okay, dude. Not okay. Like, leave them alone. There's children, small children, like, and one old enough to watch and read online things. Like, what is wrong with you people? From a girl you never met a day in your life. A girl you don't know. Someone said she's bad, so that's what we have to do. Like, you know how ridiculous that sounds? Use your own brain cells. Aiden said she's bad, so she's bad. FYI, Aiden says the entire world is bad. Anybody he wants to attack is bad. Anybody who's jealous against is bad. Anybody who doesn't lie for him is bad. And he will just make shit up to go along with it. So whatever you have to say about him is discredited. It's the same story and the same MO he's been doing for 10 years. If you haven't figured out the pattern yet, I don't know what to do to help you because it's all there for you to see. Sewer turtle will forever be sewer turtle. It's that simple. He will never get out of the sewer and the gutter. It's where he'll always be. At 42 years old, you're still running around telling lies about people like a high school child. I mean, I can't imagine that's fulfilling. I can't imagine being constantly paranoid that you're going to be arrested because you know what the cops have on your phone, or paranoid that you're constantly going to go back to jail because you know you're consistently committing crimes. I can't imagine living that life. I would not want to live that life. That would not be something that I would want to live. So no wonder the man is always unhinged. I would be too if that is the life that I had to live. I just want to check real quick to see if I have any other donos. I don't want to miss anyone. I saw Missy's from earlier. Thank you, Missy. I definitely read that one already. Some of these apps don't tell me right away. Some of them just... Okay, that one's all set. I think I read them. The 3 that we got earlier, I think we already read them. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. It has. It's just gross. Like, she did. She did, actually. That actually happened. She did. She took and passed a polygraph test. Too bad they're not admissible in court. I wish they were. I appreciate you, though. Like, I do. I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you. Like, you guys know I do. I always do. Like, you know, I was talking the other day and one of my viewers was telling me, I think it was Joey was telling me that someone donated $1 and Aiden said you can't donate $1. He will not read that comment. It's not enough. And then the very next day, I think it was, Mary was telling me that he had said on a stream either that night or the night before, whatever it was, another one that has to be $5 now. It has to be over $5. He's not reading it. Like, what, dude? I'm sorry. What? Listen, if someone gives you 50 cents, you say thank you and you appreciate them. Because they don't have to give you anything. They could give you nothing. Where are you without them? You're fucking nowhere. You're nowhere, as you should be. At this point, you should be nowhere. But you're nowhere without them. Like what? Like, that's people's hard-earned money, dude. And they chose to give it to you, whether it's $1 or 1,000 or 5. You take it and you say, thank you, I appreciate you. Because you should appreciate it. Irks me, dude, because not only does he not appreciate his viewers, but behind closed doors, the things that he tells people about his viewers are things such as, have you seen them? They're all fat and disgusting and ugly. They're all old. Have you seen my viewers? They're all stupid and they listen to everything I say. Have you seen them? He makes these comments about you guys. Like, it's gross. Like, I can't imagine. Like, do you want to know what my private conversations are like about my viewers? Ask Mary. She's on the phone with me every day. Every day. I talk to numerous people on a daily basis, Mary being one of them. I love my viewers. I appreciate every single one of them, even the ones that don't think Karen is guilty. Like, even the ones that come here just to have a civil conversation or just watch from the bushes. Like, there's plenty of you just watching from the bushes right now, considering there's 240 people. Please hold. I think my hubby needs me to open the door because I just heard a I heard a noise. I thought it was me yelling up to the thing because the downstairs building door was locked. No, not yet. She should be home any minute though. She went to the water park today. Is it really? Did Megyn Kelly say that? Oh, somebody's popping up. That's what it was. Somebody's popping off like firecrackers, fireworks. That's what it was. People viewing from the bushes, right? Warning, warning. Well, there's 241 of you. And so there's plenty of people watching from the bushes currently. But, you know, half of them are haters. And the other, just to see what I'm going to say. And the other half are people who just don't want to comment and who would remain, you know, anonymous and private. And I respect that. Like, that's cool. You know, they tell me privately, like, hey, we always watch you, just so you know. Like, and I like that. Like, so yeah, so there's fireworks. That's what it was. It was loud and my slider was closed. So I was like, what the heck is that? But I appreciate all my viewers because where would I be without them? Right? Like, if nobody watched, would I be doing this? Probably not. Like, I mean, if one person watched, I would, because it's not about how many, right? Like, for me, like, it could be 1 million or it could be 100 or it could be 1. Like, I enjoy hanging out with some of you guys. Like, I enjoy, like, being here. Like, the link. You guys make me laugh. You hear it? I don't know if you guys could hear it now, but that's the fireworks. But, like, I love being able to come here, do some chit chat with you guys, talk some case talk. And I got some other cases in the works right now that we're going to do now that I've finished my intro and outro. And now that I'm super proud of both of them. Not that I can't improve on the outro. I definitely can. But, like, I've done them both now. So, like, I'm pretty happy with both of them. But I come here because of you guys. I come here because I enjoy hanging out with all of you. And, like, I appreciate you all. Like, and I know that even people who watch from the bushes and can't donate, like, they just like and they share and they help the algorithm, you know, like, they push it. That helps the algorithm push it out to other people. Or they'll send one anonymously to be like, hey, like, even if I'm not online, like, I'll just get one randomly and then I read it on the next stream because they were watching the replay. Like, and I appreciate that because, like, every little bit helps and it helps keep the channel and me afloat. I'm only one human. I can only do so much, you know what I mean? And I do a lot in my everyday life. So I can only do so much. I'm not Superwoman, right? I tell most women this, like, we're not Superwomen. Everybody expects us to do everything. You got to be the doctor and the therapist. You got to be the lawyer and the psychiatrist and the teacher and the, you know what I mean? And the sports coach. Like, you got to be everything. You're a mom. It doesn't matter if you're sick. It doesn't matter if you're dying. You are expected to do it all, right? Like, you're not Superwoman. We can only do what one human can do, right? Like, so take so many expectations that are put on all of us and the men too. Like, we need to sometimes put those expectations down and say, I'm only one person. I can only do so much in one day, right? And just do what you can do. Right now, I got a lot going on. My biological dad is very sick, so I have to go there and check on him almost daily. And that takes a lot out of someone. Like, and I don't have a car right now. So getting there is, you know, I got to have somebody bring me, and it's a whole thing. So, so I appreciate it because every little bit helps. I got to pay to get there and back, and it's 40 minutes away from here. So 35 minutes away from here. So, but if I don't, like, if I came here and I just hated, like, my viewers, like, I don't understand why I would keep doing this. Like, if you hate your viewers that much, like, that you're that, like, $1 is not enough and only $5 and up, like, what? Sir, not all your viewers are rich. They can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, he gets like $500 donation, $100 donation, 150, 250. Like, I wish, like, I get them once in a blue moon, but, like, this man's getting them consistently every stream, and you're bitching about one person being able to give you $1 or $5. I'm sorry, what? I've never gotten a $500 donation, but, like, you can't appreciate that, like, someone else just gave you $500 and maybe that person can only afford it all. Like, what? That's the kind of like, bro, what? Like, and it's not like he's never been there. That's what pisses me off, is like he acts like he's never struggled a day in his life. Like, I'm sorry, what? We're talking about the cheapest man on earth here. Like, stop it. Like, the fact that he said that the other day after I talked, somebody in my chat told me, and I talked about that, and I said, are you fucking kidding me? And they said, no, I'm not kidding you. And I said, are you fucking kidding me? Then what was it, Mary? 2 days later or a day later, he did it again. And this time it has to be more than $5, she told me. And I'm like, he didn't. And she's like, oh, he did. And I'm like, what, dude? Like, I fucking can't. Like, oh, Kodo did? Ooh. Y'all got to check that out. Kodo has a channel and does amazing, funny clips and points a lot of shit out. So if you haven't seen it, you got to see it. I haven't seen it yet. So definitely have to check that out. Like, at Kodo, yeah. Having been in a parasocial communities with a few streamers, sadly, I'd say half, if not more of them, genuinely dislike their watchers. How do you dislike your watchers, though? Isn't those, like, aren't those the people you interact with? How can you not like them? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I mean, I know everyone's not going to like everyone, but if, like, you're, like, what? That just doesn't make sense to me. I guess I just can't fathom, like, how you wouldn't like your viewer. Like, what? Like, make that make sense to me in some way. Like, I don't, what? Like, what? Like, not everybody's going to say something you love, but like, everybody has a different point of view, right? Like, I don't throw people out of my chat if you have a different opinion, as long as you're not personally attacking anyone. If you come here and call people names, you're getting booted. If you come here and call me names, you're getting booted. If you come here to troll because you're a turtle douche rider and you play with sewer turtles and you only came here to tell me that I'm like ugly, or that Aiden called me out, he didn't call anyone out, he threw a tantrum because I didn't lie for him, then you're getting thrown out. It's that simple. You're getting booted. Like, goodbye. See you later. Like, no sweat off my back. I don't care. And you're not going to come in here and you're not going to sit here and call my other viewers names in chat. You're not going to do that either. Like, sorry, not sorry. Like, I don't allow that shit. It's not going to happen here. And you're wasting your finger push-ups being a troll. Like, I've said this a million times. Like, so I don't know why anybody would bother. Like, no, they can't take criticism. Well, like, that's my point. How could that's literally my point. Right? That's literally my point. How could someone not like someone who takes the time to sit there and watch them and interact with them and hang out with them? Like, they don't have to, 246, you don't have to be watching me right now. You could be doing something else. Or you could be doing something else while you're listening to me or watching. I don't know. But like, you don't have to be here, right? There's 100 other places you could be, thousands of other channels you could be on. Instead, you're here. Like, I appreciate that. I don't understand how other people couldn't appreciate that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, a lot of those folks have kind of a narcissistic streak that made them want to be the center of attention. And your fans sometimes dislike a thing you do or have a take they don't like and will say it. Yeah, and I expect that people are going to say it, right? Like, it's about saying it in the right way, right? Like, if you're not going to be rude and ignorant, be like, hey, like, maybe try this, or like, hey, I've heard this works really well, or like, hey, I heard, you know what I mean? Like, but this is, or hey, that's not my perspective. I see it this way. Like, I'm cool with it. Like, not everybody's going to agree on everything. They shouldn't. That's not how the world works, right? Like, it's just not. Like, everybody's going to see it in a different light. Like, you have your opinion, I have mine. Let's just agree to disagree, right? Like, but you can't, like, you don't like, then why do you do this then? Like why? Like, see, you could be doing plenty of things. Replacing your mirror tint on your bedroom windows while you're watching me, like Val's doing. Like, right? Exactly. Thank you. My viewers are in the same industry and I adore them all. Exactly. I adore mine as well. I literally adore them. Like, you guys make my day, night. Anytime I'm with you, like, I come off here with a smile and I'm like, I loved it. Like, even if we just sat here and bullshitted, like sometimes we do, like, I can appreciate it, right? Like, I love it. Like, you guys are the best. Like, yep, Karen does have a sister. We went over this a little bit ago, but yep, she does. Nope, Karen's sister has not attended court. Nope, she has a brother and a sister. Her sister has not attended court. Only Nathan Reed, the brother, attends court. The sister does not. So, I don't know. I don't know what the thing is with that. Like, No worries, no worries, no worries. I'm always willing to go over something again because people pop in and out. You know what I mean? Like, you might have missed it, and I'm not going to ask you to back it up. You can back it up later, but, you know, unless it was like a big, long thing I did, and then I'd probably be like, back it up. Like, but she does have a sister, yes. Yeah, to me, it's like, yeah, I go back to this comment that Valerie said, like I adore them. Like, I adore you guys. Like to say something along the lines of, don't send money if it's not $5 or more, and I'm not going to read your comment. Like, unless it's $5 or more, it's not worth it. Like, sir, 50 cents is worth it because it's 50 cents that you didn't have before that person sent it. You narcissistic piece of shit. You egomaniac, greedy fuck. Coming from the guy who doesn't even buy his date drinks. He didn't even pay for dates, okay? When he was dating my friend, like, come on, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what? Like, probably. I mean, those are the rumors. I have no idea what the reality is of that situation. But I do know that she is not seen in the public. She does not attend any of the court stuff. And so I have no idea, but I mean, I guess you can't love her if that's the case. Just saying, you know, it is what it is. Before we get into the last thing, sorry, I'm trying to find something. I need like 2 computers or 3 screens so that I can look at something, and look at something, because when you don't, you have to open a tab so you can't see yourself and look at what you're looking at. You have to look at what you're looking at and then go back to seeing the screen of yourself and your comments. It's fucking annoying. Definitely one day need a regular computer with like multiple screens so that you can like plug them all in and use them separately. Never mind. I was going to do that, but I'm not. All right, yeah. So before I get into this last bit of nonsense, what the hell just happened? Sorry, guys. I'm in like a technical difficulty here. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Okay. Okay. All right. I fixed it. I fixed whatever the fuck just happened. All right. If you want to donate, you can donate. The bottom of the screen has a ticker that scrolls by. The Cash App and Venmo is there. I think I successfully pinned the PayPal information to the top of the chat. I don't know. I'm not sure. I did how they taught me to do it. Like, I've never done it before. So like, maybe it's pinned, maybe it's not. If it's not and you can't see it and you need it, just tell me. I read them. If you don't want me to read your name, you just put an A in like the description, or an AN for anonymous. Otherwise, I love reading you guys' comments out loud. Sometimes you guys crack me up. Sometimes they're just words of encouragement, and sometimes they're just like really nice, like little sayings like, hey, I'm watching you on replay right now. And if you do happen to donate on replay, I read it on the next stream, because it's important, I think, to thank everyone. I think I'm going to do the whole like video thing where it like thanks my donors for the week. I think that's a great idea. I'm going to start doing that because like I really love that idea. Obviously, if you're anonymous, it'll just say anonymous. But you'll still know it's you, obviously. But I think I'm going to start doing that because I think it's a great idea. I think it's a really cute idea. And it's a great way to just thank, my viewers. Like, so I think I'm going to do that too. But I think what we should expect come Monday is you should expect to see more evidence Monday, because you're gonna. You should expect that Trooper Proctor is going to testify at some point next week, probably beginning of the week. You're going to see the ME, the car data, the voicemails, the text messages, the mapping of the area where it goes up and down in elevation. You're going to see, I don't know how many of the troopers they're actually going to do, because there's 12 on the list. I can think of 3, including Buchanan, which we already did, that I know they'll probably do. But oftentimes they've like cut out some extra people in the middle and just skipped down or brought someone up depending on schedule. So like the list I have is like, it changes, not by a ton, but it does change. So I can only guess what's going to happen. But I've been pretty good on getting the information right before it's going to happen and knowing who's going to be there. So, you know, but I am going to tell you the next week, at least, is going to be full of evidence. So those are things you're going to want to watch. You're going to want to pay attention and you're going to want to watch, because now we're starting to get into the evidence. Oh crap. Yeah, you are right. But so we're getting into a lot of the evidence. So like, you're going to want to watch if you can. If you can't, most of the time I stream it. There'll be a day here or there that I won't be able to, but I'll hopefully pass that along to someone else and let you guys know who I'm passing it along to, who will cover it. But most of the time I do. Remember, 8:30 on Monday too, because they want to argue the motion, and the motion is going to be important. I want to see what the judge is going to say. Is the judge going to allow this expert that's not really an expert to testify? I'm not so sure. And then she's also going to demand that the defense give the Commonwealth the information they need on the other experts, or they're not going to be able to testify either. That's just not how it works. You can't do that. It's not a thing, right? Like, it's literally not a thing. So, I mean, this is the stuff you should expect coming up in the case. Obviously have more detailed information probably Sunday night or Monday morning before the motion is heard. I'll, you know, like usually I get it like the night before, and then like that morning I'll tell you guys a little before court starts. So, but I'll be live 8:30, before 8:30, right before 8:30, because I want to hear the motion. I'm hoping that they let us see it. I'm not sure if they're going to, like, I don't know, but we'll find out, and we're going to try to see it and see how it gets argued, because I want to see what Judge Cannoni has to say. Like, they're going to have to turn over all the stuff. The defense has to turn over the stuff for the Commonwealth, but like, I don't know if they have everything the Commonwealth that they should have, that the Commonwealth already gave them for their experts. Like, this is stuff that's done way back in when they filed all the like last minute motions and they were asking for voir dire. So I know that that's probably going to happen too. They'll probably do that, and then they'll limit the scope of some of these defense experts, that they will limit the scope of what they're allowed to talk about depending on their expertise, because I think the defense is really trying to get into things that these people can't testify to as experts, because they're not an expert in that specific thing. They can only testify to what they know and their expertise, not, you know, guess on things that they're not an expert in, right? Like, and they didn't bring in like a retired ME. Like, that's what you would expect to see, is like a retired ME. That's not what they brought in. They just brought in some doctor or whoever that worked in an ER and has seen hundreds of patients that some have had animal bites. Like, that's not an expert in dog bites. Like, you would want like a retired ME with like a whole lifetime of experience. Like, but again, you have to think there's a reason why they couldn't get an ME to testify to that. Any retired ME from anywhere in the damn country, clearly. Like, which is because there's nothing to testify to. Like, they can't testify that it's not like that it is dog bites, because it isn't, you know, and like, they're not going to stake their career on that. Like, they're just not going to stake their career on that. It's not a thing. Like, but I am going to do, it's already 10, so I'll let you guys go now, but don't forget to catch my, if you didn't see it earlier, we're going to play the new outro too. But I am going to do a live tomorrow at some point. I might do morning. It'll be like a morning coffee live tomorrow, because it's Sunday and I got some stuff to do Sunday day and Sunday night. But I think I'll do a morning live, morning my time. Obviously, if you're in a different time zone, like, it'll be a little tricky, but I'll try to do it more like 10 or 11 a.m. That sound better? Like 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm in Massachusetts, remember? Yeah, and that's another thing. It's solely on photos. It's on photos. Solely on photos and like just the reports that go against what they say. Like, you can't really, like, I mean, you can, but like, solely on photos isn't really gonna, you know, help them. But nonetheless, make sure that you like and you subscribe if you haven't, because you want to make sure you get the notification when I go live. And if you're on YouTube, when I put out my link to like make a live for it to, put it on YouTube, it'll say like live in however many hours or however many minutes. And there'll be a little thing at the bottom that says notify me. You're going to want to click that bell when it does pop up so that it notifies you when I go on, so that you'll get that. If you want to donate, all of my re-streamers and my people who are going to watch me after I'm no longer on, you can do so at the Cash App and the Venmo on this. I think I've pinned the PayPal. Also remember, when the outro is over, I'm immediately going to go to my Discord. And I'm going to get the link. And the link I'm going to put in the description box here on YouTube. So you have to go to YouTube and open my description box, and I will put the link to my Discord in the description box because we just made one and everybody was asking. So like, I'm expecting to get a volume of people. So the Discord has different like rooms, different chat rooms, and then it has a voice chat where you can literally just, you can mute yourself and listen, which is kind of weird, but you could do that, or you can talk with the rest of us. And it's kind of cool. I like Discord for that reason. And I have a locked room also for people that I trust 100%. And so like, I don't think you'll be able to see the locked room unless you're a part of that one, but that'll be for like mods, admins, and things of the sort. But, hey, yeah, I'm going to, right after this, I promise, right after this, I'm going to get the link to it and I'm going to put it in the description box down here in YouTube. So like, give me like 5 minutes after my intro, my outro ends, and it should be there. And then I'm going to pop into there. So like, I am hoping that like you guys actually follow through with waiting and getting the link. And then I'll see some of you over in Discord in, 15 or so minutes, but give me about 5 minutes after the outro. And then I'll pop, it'll be in the description box and updated and all that fun stuff. So, thank you guys, obviously, for joining me for the last 3 hours. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys know how to donate. We did all that already. It's the bottom of the screen. The PayPal is pinned. I love you guys. I love my people on replay watch. And I hope you enjoy the outro because it worked really hard. A couple hours on this bad Larry. So I love you all. And I will see you all. Hopefully I'll see some of you in Discord. And hopefully I'll see some of you in the morning. For the coffee live in the morning. All right. Everybody have a fantastic night. Let me know what you think of the outro. Like, stay and watch that. It took me time. Bye.